Monday, which is the day that I usually schedule and set aside specifically to live stream. And so here we are. I've made a pretty long video, but I suggest if you're interested in that sort of stuff, you might want to watch it later. I am putting the link in case you guys have questions about anything that's going on. And I may actually try and get in touch with my bro. Hey, what is up, James Lowry? And see if he is still in the damn hospital or not. Because, I mean, come on, man. 5 days, 4 days, what's going on? You know, missing you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, where you been? What you doing? I mean, you gonna live or what? Should I be ready to go up to Tennessee to help, you know, carry you to your final rest? What's going on over here, you know? I don't know. I don't know. But he's online. He sent me a really cool picture of Jesus, which I like. So then I can exit Facebook, which is only good for watching midgets dance in bikinis. If that's something you're into, I'm not here to judge. Usually with him, when he's in a hospital like this, it's a electrolyte issue, which is not a great issue, but it's not like they're like, oh, you know, he had a major heart attack. No, it's just they got to pump him full of electrolytes and shit because his body doesn't work right. We've got Bear showing up. We got a Bear with bad audio. Yeah. Damn.
Is that better?
That is 100% better.
No, let me try something. Hang on.
And damn Canadians, and they're ripping you off of good internet or whatever they're doing.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Sound great.
Yeah, I just switched over to my wireless headset.
So, finally got a straight answer out of a player about if you could pick a superhero or villain to have their power, but it would be your character, what would you pick?
Uh-huh.
One of the ladies at my table said Mystique.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, Mystique. I mean, I like the fact that she was so, like, owned it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't think about it. She didn't try to figure out what would be the most powerful. She said Mystique. And I was like, cool. I mean, Mystique's cool, unless you shoot her in the face with a shotgun, in which case she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the players there talked about Mystique being Nightcrawler's mom and this, that, and I just told him, shut up.
Thank you.
I was like, I don't want to hear any of that shit. He says, in the comics, though. And I said, I don't read comics. So I don't want to hear it. He's like, she might also be the mom of Quicksilver and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the actual?
Yeah. We've already discussed this. It's called lazy fucking writing.
You know, it's like. And then the other guy said Punisher. But of course he said Punisher because in real life he was a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so basically you want to play a character that's pretty much you,
But more
except better
competent.
at being you.
But more competent.
Yes. I mean, he can't actually do anything super powered, but he's really good at shooting things with guns. That's kind of his deal. And he's like, yeah, hell yeah. And he started telling me some, I don't know if you know this or not, but Punisher killed the Hulk in a comic. And I was like, bullshit. No way. I don't believe it.
Yeah, bad writing. What are you going to do?
And he's like, no, for real, man. And I was like, no, I'm not buying it. There's no way that a mortal man in any way killed the Hulk. Get the F out of here,
Yeah.
It's the Hulk. I mean, he's been punched in space and just orbited. So, and then one of the other guys, upon consideration, decided Juggernaut.
You play with some interesting people.
Yeah, I do. They are a bunch of weirdos. And I was like, Juggernaut? Yeah, I could see that as a good guy. Okay. He's got all of Juggernaut's powers, but he's a good guy. Okay. That would be cool. I just kind of wanted to see because, as I've said multiple times, I may run a superhero game at some point in the future.
I'll enjoy that.
You can never tell with me,
That's fair. Though here's the problem. None of them, not one of them, picked a superhero.
Yeah, they all just picked humans that had
Well, Mystique's a villain. Juggernaut's a villain.
Yeah.
Punisher walks the line.
Yeah, he's an edgy boy.
So, they didn't. You said pick a superhero, and they didn't pick a superhero. Not one of them.
I'm pretty sure if my homie Tony had been there, he would have picked the Green Lantern, though.
See, now that's a superhero.
He's a Green Lantern freak. I mean, I 3D print him a Green Lantern ring and painted it. He's that guy. What I mean? It's sitting on his damn mantle right now.
Cool.
Yeah. He loves the Green Lantern. He's always telling me some story about when the Green Lantern was fighting some big battleship and no one knew how to get into it. And Green Lantern just created a giant chisel and a giant hammer. Just bang, start, just brute forcing his way through everything. And the rest of the Lantern Corps was like, holy shit. This guy's thinking outside the box over here, So Green Lantern, yes. I was surprised no one picked Lobo. Or not Lobo.
Wolverine. Wow.
And and no one picked Lobo, but that's fine. I mean, Lobo is a super villain too, really, if you think about it.
Yes.
It's just occasionally he does good stuff.
Very occasionally.
But even when he does good stuff, most of the time it's not because he intended to.
That's fair.
It's just that things turned out a way, and somehow Lobo was the hero of the story. The main man.
Very fair.
You don't mess with the main man, you bastard. And his pug and his freaking space dolphins. But yeah, I did a video today apologizing for a video I deleted a long time ago, wherein I said that the Dune role-playing game sucked. And now that I've actually ran the game, played it a couple of times, and not next week, but the week after. Yes, not your echo. That's what Bear picked up on too. Yeah, I made a new video saying that I was totally wrong. I deserve to eat crow. It turns out that Modiphius Dune is a good game. If you want to play a Dune game.
You feel so. It's all subjective.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to play games set on Dune, that's easy to run and play. Modiphius Dune is actually a great game.
Hey, James, you know who else is seeding crew?
Who?
SIG,
Why?
the P320.
Yeah, I don't know anything about any of that. If you're talking handguns to me, if it ain't a Glock, I don't want to hear about it.
Hey, it's the main military handgun that now is.
Did I say I care about that? Nope.
Okay.
If it's a Glock, we can talk. If it's not a Glock, be gone. Be gone, thought. But yeah, I mean, the 2-dice system works great. And the politics and everything like that is really interesting. And plus, I love Dune. So, you know, and I've read, you know, the cyclopedia and all that. And we're using a whole different universe where Paul Atreides was never born. So, you know, and it's just been really good. I mean, combats are super simple. Basically, everyone the players fight is a mook unless they're not. And all that means is a mook can take one hit. So if a player and a mook square up on each other with swords, they get to make their contested roll. If the player wins, then he smacks the mook with the sword and the mook goes down.
Possibly. Yeah, that's not a Modiphius rule. That's just minion rules from 4th edition, right?
Right. And but of course, if you run into Feyd-Rautha and decide you want to dagger fight that dude,
no, you're
it's not going to be quite as easy because one, his skill level is really high, and two, because he's like, you know, basically a PC himself, he can take half of his battle attribute in hits before he's down, and his battle attribute is like 10. So plus he's going to poison you at some point anyway. But of course, in this setting, Feyd, who is on Arrakis and is not hugely a fan of Raban, is betrothed to Oresti Atreides. That's like the big thing that the sisterhood has been organizing. For Feyd's part, he's still sleeping around though, and you know, murdering slaves in the arena because he enjoys to do so. And Raban is still effing up because Raban only understands brutality. So the fact that he was put in charge of rebuilding Carthage, he's effing it up because he don't even know how to talk to the workers. You know what I mean? Like if a worker comes to him and says, "Hey, we need more concrete," his answer is to punch the worker in the head. You can't get shit done that way, you know?
The beast Raban.
Yeah, he's kind of, you know, a Riri a little bit. He was the Baron's favorite for a little while until he grew up and the Baron realized that he was he lacked subtlety.
No, it's just an instrument to be used.
Yep.
Pointed in a direction.
That's when he become an instrument to be used because as big as he is, he can't understand schemes or anything that doesn't involve just hitting something with a sword or blowing something up or, you know. But he did throw the nobles a very entertaining feast last night in my game. He even gave a speech, which honestly was not good at all because You know, he's not a good speaker. And as the entertainment while they were serving the main course, they all got to watch Fade kill 3 slaves, you know, with daggers. And then I rolled for my wife's character, who has charm and all this kind of bullshit. And Fade noticed her while he was, you know, grandstanding around in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
So after the fight, he like invited her to share his bed if she would like to. And of course, the other people were like, damn, that's awful forward, isn't it? And I'm like, well, Fade is not used to being told no, really. And but she decided not to. She considered it, though, for a minute. I mean, being Bene Gesserit, she could have decided to get pregnant and decided the sex of the child, which could have caused, oh my God, you know, like English nobility levels of fuckery, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Fade's married to the Atreides, which means that their vendetta is now has to be over, but there's a bastard child out there, you know? So, and also some of them got a little upset when they found out that Nemo, their major domo, has actually been taking orders directly from the Lady Elizabeth's father behind her back. So now she's like dealing with I thought I was in charge of the residents here, but it turns out my father's been sending secret messages to the Mentat that runs everything in the house. So basically, you know what Dune is like when I'm running it? It's like Vampire, except every now and then somebody will poison somebody with something. But you know how Vampire is supposed to be all about politics and underhanded bullshit and making allies, but then maybe getting betrayed by allies? That's how I run Dune. I mean, you know, like at one point, my wife's character went to talk to Lady Elsbeth Manticoris, and my wife is like, tells her, I feel so lucky to have someone I can trust. And Lady Manticoris laughed and said, you can't trust anyone, including me. And my wife's character was just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, and Manticoris said, look, you're not on the list of anybody I would ever want to harm, but, you know, the game we play, which is basically the Game of Thrones set in space.
Mm-hmm.
Except the Emperor is in orbit and sends Sardaukar down to make sure nobody's being an F-head about anything. Because the last thing you want is, you know, 5 regiments of Sardaukar using suspensors to drop into the middle of your shit. It's not going to be good, you know? One big improvement is I told you they made las guns where they have like a rangefinder built onto them, and the rangefinder can detect shields. So if you try to shoot someone and they have a shield, the weapon will not fire because that rangefinder shield detector says, no, we're not doing this, you know?
Oh, fair.
Right. And then I've got another Mentat who may be a twisted Mentat. I need to look at his character sheet because all he does is make poison and plot to kill people. Like not anyone in the house, just everyone else. And so, yeah, he's that kind of Mentat. You know what I mean? The kind that's like wants to stick a knife in somebody. Whereas the other one, like I said, is more like Benson, you know, kind of the wisecracking butler that's always hanging out down with the kitchen staff. Mm-hmm. And then Hungar's character behaves pretty much like the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket. He's trying to get their house troops trained because on a scale of 1 to 10, with Sardaukar being a 10, his troops are about at a 1 or a 2. So he's trying to harden them up before they get into any issues, you know. And to that end, one of the sword masters is helping him train them. And the other sword master is fighting duels every day with the noble cousin who is there. And so that's interesting, you know. And we got to go through a whole combat between player characters. And in the end, Jeff Becca, like fourth son of, you know, the Primarch of House Becca, did defeat the Swordmaster in a battle with Kinjaws and personal shields. So maybe it was dice. Maybe it was just that's what he does. So one thing I will say, you guys are being super quiet, but
well, you seemed very entertained by your story, and I didn't want to interrupt you because
hang on.
Well, see, you want me to talk? I start talking. You talk over me. You see? You don't want people to talk, you dirty old grump. No, I can't stand the Modiphius fucking system. I think it's one of the worst goddamn role-playing systems I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe people actually rave for it. It was okay for Conan, but it was awful for Star Trek. It was just the worst Star Trek system I've ever played, and I've played them all. I love Dune. I love the idea of this world. It all sounds interesting. You're right. The only way to do it is as vampire, but the way I would do it if I was running it I would make you all play sons and daughters of lesser houses being held as political hostages at Kaitane. So that way, you can all be machinating and manipulating
the Imperial
against each other.
Court. Even.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only way I would run the game. Otherwise, there's no point. It's just it's like 40K. You know, like what are you gonna do? What are you really gonna do in this world? Like really? You know, now you found a great way to loop it because of the video game giving you that.
Well, I know what you're going to do in 40K. You're going to die.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Horribly
screaming somewhere.
Yeah. Mad as a hatter as you go.
Your intros.
Mad as a hatter as you go out.
Yeah, that's okay. But no, your idea of having all the characters start on Kaitane as like hostages.
Yeah.
I like it. It's not a bad idea. And they do have a book that actually part of the adventure is going to Kaitane to do something.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So the game doesn't just trap you on Arrakis.
If I ran a Dune game, they would never fucking see Arrakis in a million years.
Well, the deal with my players is they have been sent specifically to try and get spice. And to that end, they have made friends with some of the smugglers. And so they're buying the spice at a discount, but they're giving the smugglers water.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a fun campaign. I'm just saying that's the way I am. If I was going to run the Alien role-playing game, they would never see a fucking xenomorph.
Well, there's enough other shit in there for them to worry about besides xenomorphs.
Have you seen the previews for the new Alien Earth series?
I have not.
So the basic premise, it looks like, is that this Weyland-Yutani ship that was sent out called the... I can't remember the name of the ship, was sent out to gather weird specimens, crashes, but it lands in another corporation's territory on Earth. So they open it up, and there are 5 bizarre aliens in it. Yes, one's a xenomorph. There's like this one thing that basically is an eye with legs, like tendrils, that basically just bores into your skull through your eye socket and takes control of you. And there's a weird carnivorous plant. So it's like, this is interesting, right? More horror from the galaxy than just, oh, look, another fucking xenomorph. I'm so bored of those fucking things.
Well, I will agree with you. If you're a colonial marine and you've been in for 10 years, you probably start getting bored of them.
Well, there was that one book they did about the colonial marines.
It's like, another bug hunt.
Well, that's the thing. The whole thing of the bug hunt is that they did one of the novels they did, which is a prequel to Aliens, I think Vasquez is the main character in it. They're on a planet where there's these fucking flying creatures that when you shoot them explode in gas and flame. And they would swarm the colony and fucking explode everywhere. It was just crazy shit. It's like, yeah, give me more of that. Give me more than just fucking xenomorphs, and I'm interested,
I never bought the Alien Rules, but I read them and I thought they were pretty good.
Good, very good.
I like how you start replacing your normal dice with stress dice.
Yes.
Which are good, but they're really bad too. I mean,
in the long run, yeah, they're good in the short term, but in the long term, fuck
yeah, your character
fuck.
will jump up with his guts hanging out and do something.
Yep.
It's not going to work out.
But then that wears off, and your guts are hanging out.
And your guts are hanging out, and that's just not a thing you want.
No, sir.
I have to say, and I don't know if part of my change in attitude, Bear, is that I've been playing the MMO.
Could be.
Out with my brother. I love Dune anyway, and always have.
All of that's valid.
But like I told you, I just gave them blank character sheets one day, and I said, "Here's what we're doing." And they're like, "What?" 30 minutes later, they were in. You know what I mean? Invested. And one thing I give Dune of any other game I've ever played is it makes the players actually want to be part of the team.
Fair.
At least out in the open. Who knows? Behind people's backs, maybe somebody's plotting some shit. But
Hungar plotting? I couldn't possibly ever see Hungar plot.
Well, Hungar is definitely not plotting because his statement under duty is he would die for his house.
Isn't he Harkonnen? Oh, no, that's in the video game.
That's in the video game. In this game, he is the house captain.
What house are they?
Becca, which is a very minor house who is bonded to Ordos.
Nice. I still say if I was going to do it, I would make up new houses and I would steal all the houses from BattleTech.
Oh, that'd be cool. Steiner.
Yeah,
I'm sure
Steiner,
Davian,
Davian,
the Landsrod.
Yeah, Karita, Capellans, all of it. The whole 9 yards.
I'm sure they're in the Landsrod because there's like 1,000 houses.
Exactly.
But
so why not?
Their house actually, because you build your house too, and their house actually mostly specializes in information gathering. So they're spies pretty much.
Nice.
But they've decided since Arrakis is this like Wild West where, anybody can basically do anything as long as nobody catches you. One of his middle daughters and a cousin that the master of the house happened to know was really good at combat and stuff like that, got sent along with a house captain, 100 house troops, 2 mentats, sword master, etc. And so far on Dune, they have managed to make friends with a smuggler who really only gives a shit about getting Solaris. And the other day, she delivered the spice, and I was like, okay. And the Mentat counted it all out and did the math in his head and gave her 111,000 Solari. And she was all like, oh my God, I'm super rich. And I was like, you guys split that with the guys on your crew. You know that, right? She's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, and there's 20-something guys in your crew. I mean, Harvester don't just run by itself, That carry-all is not just robotic. And the 4 ornithopters that are always out scouting for worm sign, they expect to be paid too. So because she was worried that some of them were starting to get influenced by the sand flies, which are basically communists that want all the workers on Dune to rise up against the wealthy because of, reasons.
I want to address something that the ogre said real quick, if you don't mind.
Oh,
he says you run an alien game, but players never seen this anymore. What would be the point? What would be the point? Them thinking everything is going to be a fucking xenomorph and not being a xenomorph and watch it, and then having to deal with that fucking letdown. It'd be like playing Star Wars game and never seeing the Force. I've done that. I've run Star Wars where there hasn't been a fucking Force user.
It's called D6 Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's no. I mean, I think some book at some point later added Jedi bullshit.
No, they had it.
But-
There was Jedi bullshit right out of the gate. The point is that it was rare as fuck, and
Yeah,
the whole point was that if you started running around the Empire during the Galactic Civil War era using the fucking Force, oh
Yes.
brother,
It's going to be bad.
everyone around you is going to get killed by the people that come hunting you.
Well,
You're gonna have a bad day.
Well, not Vader. First, it'll be the Emperor's hand, right?
Right.
Then, if you survive the Emperor's hand, well, then Vader's going to come.
And I played a game where a supposed minor Force user thought they would fight Vader. And it took like one round for Vader to immediately just kill him so dead.
Yeah.
It was like, and as he was remaking a character, I just asked him, I was like, what were you thinking? And he was like, I don't know. I thought I had a chance. And then I thought to myself, have I been too easy on these guys? I mean, this guy thought he had a chance against Lord Vader, and he had every option to run. They had went there to rescue Luke Skywalker before Vader showed up. They knew he's coming.
Oh, there's another issue. You can't let them run into officially.
Of course you can. They work for the rebellion.
Yeah, but there's always an issue of somebody's going to do something stupid.
Yeah, Luke got caught. He's been held on some random world in some Imperial prison, and they were there to go get him.
Actually,
So
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody would have tried to kill Luke just to see what would happen.
Well, Vader was going to try to kill Luke. None of the players could have killed Luke. Come on. Even in his kind of thinking about being a Jedi phase, Luke was still badass.
Yeah.
And they only had one mission: infiltrate the Imperial base, get to Luke's cell, pick the lock, get Luke out, get the fuck out of Dodge, get to their starship that they hid, and leave. And meet up with the Nebulon B cruiser outside of wherever, I forget, it's been 20 years, so that Luke could go back to get his X-Wing and do his thing, right? And then they would go back to doing whatever bullshit they were doing, right? But Vader shows up, and the one guy in the thing that's got like one Force point thinks he's going to do something. And Vader just crushed his ribcage. You know, it's just like, and Bear, I asked him, what did you think was going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is Lord Vader. This is not, you know, an Inquisitor or maybe a member of one of those cults that the Imperium had. This is the guy, you know, and you thought your dumb ass with like one Force power was going to do something. Get out of here. But yeah, he learned. He made a bounty hunter after that. They had a good time just going from planet to planet, you know, doing whatever the rebellion needed, which was mostly terrorism, to be honest. I mean, in our world, you know.
I believe the term you're looking for is freedom fighter.
Play what?
Freedom fighter.
Yes. But really, when you go to some world and blow up like a dam or a power station or something, really, you're just terrorist.
Yes.
And, you know, and I think by the end of that campaign, they were responsible for the deaths of thousands, you know, all in the name of the rebellion, though.
Killing in the name of. Well, with that, I must say adieu. My food is almost ready, and I got to prep for my game tonight.
Yep, I forget. You have a game on Mondays, don't you?
Yes, I do. So I will see you later. Thanks for letting me hang out, and you have a good night.
Well, thank you for your input. It is greatly appreciated. And even though we don't agree about Dune,
No, I don't agree about Modiphius.
Modiphius, well, even though we don't agree about Modiphius Dune, I'm still sending you the heart.
Thank you, sir. And Leth, it was lovely seeing you as well. Take care, and remember, it is by will alone I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Safu that thoughts acquire speed, the lips acquire stains, the stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
Right. That is one thing about Dune. Pretty much everyone you run into is a drug addict of some kind. So, and I don't just mean the spice or the juice of the sappho. Some people are addicted to like stems that you have a device implanted into your head, and then when you hit the button, it causes an orgasm. But then the problem becomes, you kind of stop doing everything else and just hanging out doing, So it's basically like becoming a chronic masturbator, but with machinery involved.
So they have Nerve Stim Pro in that.
Oh yeah, they got look, the Benny Tailaxu can get you new eyes.
Yeah, man.
Like if you get your eyes blown out of your head or whatever, you get with the Benny Tailaxu, they'll get you new eyeballs.
Yeah, I just gotta
literally you just put into the sockets and they'll go ahead and connect themselves. The problem is you don't really want to deal with those guys. They're super creepy. And for some reason, they have pointed teeth. And it's like, why would the humans from this particular place all have pointed teeth like sharks? It's like, what is going on with these guys? But they are masters of biological science. So if you die and your house has enough Solari, they can just bring you back. No problem, So costs a lot of Solari, but so you can say in Dune there is a resurrection spell. And that, Andre, is the problem with the stem thing. And apparently the person I ran into that had the issue that I had to help get off of it was a woman who had been a soldier for House Atreides, but then got hooked on the stems. And so she got kicked out of the military because, like you said, she didn't want to do anything. She just wanted to lay around in her bed and have constant orgasms. And boy, yeah, I had to go on a mission and get in contact with a Suk doctor that was willing to work on her. And of course, when they plant that thing in your brain, when they go to take it out, there's always a chance you're just going to die. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's something that actually happened in the computer game. I needed this woman to teach me how to be a trooper, which is like a class. But in order to get her straight so that she could teach me to be a trooper, I had to help her get unaddicted to an orgasm button. Now, isn't that some wild ass shit? And then when I went to the Swordmaster, somebody had beat him up and bored his eyes out. So I had to go on this long quest to find the Benny Tailaxu and trade them like a shit ton of money for fake eyes. So that I could give the Swordmaster that I wanted to teach me how to be a Swordmaster new eyes. I mean, the quests in this game are fucking weird. You know what I mean? It's like they're weird.
There's some games like that where you usually get really weird quests.
Yeah, like I've had quests where my whole job was to pick drugs up from like Harco City and transport them to Arakeen and give them to somebody. And I'm like, damn. So I'm like, not a drug dealer, I'm a drug mule. And never mind the fact that my eyes are now blue and blue, which means I can never leave Arrakis. Or if I do, I better have enough money to buy spice because spice withdrawals are deadly. And when your eyes go blue within blue, it means you are fully addicted. So my character is trapped on Arrakis. Of course, the good thing is if you train, you can get what they call prescience. So if your spice level's high enough, you hit the Z button and you basically become better at everything. And like you get the ability to know where enemies are, even though you can't see them on your screen, it'll show symbols of where they are. You know what I mean? Because you have entered the trance state that the spice can send you into, right? And at that point, you're looking at the different lines of the future. And it also makes you a lot quicker and stuff. I mean, my character is mostly 100% almost sword master. That's just my gig. I run up on people with a long blade and I kill them. And if they've got a shield, I don't care because I have mastered the art of the slow blade. And all that means is I beat you until you're stunned and then push my sword through your shield into your gullet. So, yeah. Like, I don't know if I didn't tell you guys this. I don't think, though, Leth. The other day, I got ate by Shai Halud. It destroyed my sand buggy and everything that I had harvested that was in the back of the sand buggy and everything I was carrying and everything I was wearing.
Oof.
And I reappeared back at my house in my underwear. And I was like, well, you know, it's like,
well, there goes all that stuff.
yeah. And it was a lot of stuff, dude. I'd been out harvesting for like hours. I had spice, sand, I had gisminium crystals and fucking like all the stuff. Plus I was wearing like top of the line. What's up, Bruce? I was wearing like the top of the line for me armor. I had like the best rifle, the best like sword. Like, I mean, I was geared out. And my sand buggy was badass. It had like a really good cut array on it. And that sandworm ran my ass down and ate me. And that was the end of that. So, but you know, whatever. I don't let it get to me. You know what I mean? I mean, my brother had a sandworm literally leap out of the sand into the air 100 feet and eat his ornithopter. Of course, the people who run the game say that's a bug, but I mean, he had been effing around with that sandworm though for a good 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like summoning it and then running and hiding, you know, and flying above. And then as soon as the sandworm would go back under the sand, he would land again and start fucking around. So I guess maybe at a point that sandworm was like, look, I had enough of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it just decided to fly out of the ground and get his ass. And it did too. And yeah, tonight is the Coriolis storm that happens every week in Dune. A major Coriolis storm hits. If you have anything built in the deep desert, it's destroyed. And all of the resource nodes that are like randomly scattered around the world change. So it can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing. You know what I mean? If you get lucky, maybe, you know, you'll get a bunch of nodes near your house that you need. Or you could end up with just copper laying around everywhere and be like, well, all right, this sucks. I am currently, in case you're wondering, guys, I am painting the sand on the bases of these Sardaukar. And as you can see, they're wearing the white, but they've got the silver belts, which is where their suspensors are, and the silver helmet. But the faceplate of that helmet will be gloss black. And that'll be the last thing I do because I have to break out my smaller brush. Right now I'm using like, I don't know what this is, like maybe a number 2, number 3. I do most of my miniature painting with a number 2 brush. And when I tell some people that, they're like, really? I'm like, oh yeah. Because it's all about tip control, baby. And that's not just in bed. That applies to painting too. If you've got a number 2 round and you've got a good tip on that thing, you can paint detail just like you had a 10-0. You know? So yeah, the idea that you have to have the 10-0 is false, but I do have a 10-0 on my desk. So sometimes it is easier, you know? But yeah, if you got a good round 2 or round 1 and you keep the point really good on it, there's nothing you can't paint with that. And since they have a big belly, they can hold a lot of paint. So if you have to paint like a whole area of a miniature, instead of using the very small brush and hitting it and doing a little bit and hitting it and doing a little bit, this thing suck up enough paint to go ahead and just paint the whole area. And yeah. And I learned this from watching a Golden Demon Award winning painter who did an interview, and they asked him what brushes he used. And he said, like, number 1 and number 2 rounds he buys from China by the 50s. And as soon as the tip goes bad, he just throws it away and gets another one. I mean, he didn't say there was anything wrong with buying the really good brushes, like, you know, the Kalinskis and all that. That was just how he did, you know? And I was like, yeah, you know, I pay $5. I get a box with 50 number 1s in it from China. That's a pretty good deal, right?
Not bad.
You know me, I love a value. So, like, the last time I bought brushes, it was this.
Now,
And,
where'd you buy those at?
eBay from China. I think this was
eBay?
$5.
That's a better deal than going over to like Amazon and shit.
I think you can get these on Amazon. And the ones that have writing on them are called Super Happy Painty Brushy Thingy because it's Chinese and they have no idea what, you know. Whoever wrote the logo did not speak English very well. So they're like, Super Happy Fun Time Brushes. Yay. I mean, I do have some really good brushes, like some of the name brand, you know, but I rarely break them out.
You gotta
Like-
love the English, though.
Go ahead.
What'd you say, Leth?
You gotta love the English.
The English, yeah.
English. Now, I got these. There was a link that Crafting sent me. And these are Kalinskis. I got 3 of them for like $16.
Yeah, they're good brushes, natural
They are.
hair.
I don't know how long they'll last me, but
Well, if you take care of them, they should last you for basically ever.
I've heard that before.
Just keep the paint out of the ferrule. You'll be
Ferrule?
fine.
Yeah.
And then get you some. I've got some brush soap here in front of me. It comes in a can, so it looks almost like saddle soap. But
I've
it's
got-
for cleaning paintbrushes. And yeah, so you just keep your stuff clean.
I throw my bath soap in here too because it's the same fucking shit.
And
It's disgusting.
you know.
It works.
the benefit of what I do is as soon as I don't like the way a brush paints, I throw it away.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing. I'll clean the shit out of it over time, and the moment it starts going all to hell and looking like Shaggy from Scooby Doo, I'm done.
Yeah.
Ruby.
Sometimes I'll save one that's, you know, started spreading out and stuff just for like highlight dry brushing. But because people don't know this, but dry brushing kills your
It
paintbrush.
destroys the brush.
It will destroy your brush. And the other thing that will destroy your beautiful Kerensky is painting with metallics.
Really?
Yeah, they are metallic because they have metallic flakes in them. And those metallic flakes will flat out destroy the fibers in a paintbrush. So, like the one guy I'm talking about that won the Golden Demon, he had a separate set of brushes for metallics. You know, when it come to the good ones. When he was using the shitty like Chinese ones, he said he didn't care. But a lot of times when you end up with a brush like this, it's like this because it was used to paint a lot of metallics.
Yeah.
And just those metal flakes get in there and they don't come out. They just stay. So, yeah. Happy fun time brushes. Of course, since they're Chinese, you know, maybe one out of every 20 of them is just going to suck right out of the box.
If you guys, I'll put this link in your private chat. You can share this with your buddies. But if you're wanting a 3-pack of little Kalinskis, there it is right there in private chat.
Okay.
God, that looks terrible. I'll put it in your Discord.
Okay. I love this guy. This guy was one of my favorite characters in the whole movie. I don't know if it'll focus in because my camera is such a joke, but come on, relax. Deep breath.
Crafting sent that one to me.
There we go. That's better. This is the Sardaukar commander that Peter DeVries talks to.
Ah,
And like he answers Peter, you know, back in the Sardaukar language, we are the blades of the Emperor. We go where the Emperor says. But somebody on YouTube somehow used an AI voice, whatever, to have him say, is that Dr. Evil?
I don't know if it's Dr. Evil or not, but it's fucking
Does he have a cat?
no.
Okay.
It's
Because
just
that just painted up a Dr. Evil, but it's for one of the players in my game that's playing a Mentat. And he's got a fuzzy cat.
no, it's not Dr. Evil. This came in the box for the Green Goblin for Reaper.
Oh,
This is the
nice.
bouncer.
But yeah, there's a guy online that took the all the things that the Sardaukar said in the Sardaukar language and translated it into English.
Ooh,
So that the whole conversation that Peter and the Sardaukar commander are having is in English. And it's actually pretty neat. Which I got a strike from one of my videos the other day. I told Leth about this. The live stream where I showed the comparison between the Dune combats between Paul Atreides and Fade.
Fade.
Yeah, I think Paramount or whatever claimed it, but I didn't get a strike. So, okay, I didn't get a strike. No one's mad at me. Everything's awesome, but I got one of those, hey, we own this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I was just like, I was not trying to say I did. And I figured since a third party had put this together, you know, people wouldn't be all like, whatever about it. Guess what? I was wrong. You think you're safe because there's some third party video out there that's been around for like a year and a half, and you're not safe. Paramount or Sony or somebody will come and get you. I use Golden Maple Kolinsky's. Yeah, a lot of people love those, man. And if you take care of them, they will last forever. They're great brushes. But like I said, I use 50 for $5 Chinese number ones. And the second I don't like the way it looks, I throw it away. And I don't give a shit. And it cost me like $5, like I said. So it's like, and hell, maybe I'm helping somebody feed their poor starving Chinese kid. But somehow, and I know how, it's my wife, my YouTube live stream become full of people going to India and talking about how much they hated it. And like one of them was some South Korean like YouTuber / model / whatever. And she's talking about how much she hated going to India because of scams and weird dudes like always wanting to be up on you and all this sort of thing.
Surprised? Are you surprised, Leth?
No.
And that was what I said. I was like, okay. Granted, she probably lives in Gangnam, Seoul, and she's probably got tons of money. But you're going to a foreign country. You would think that you would like maybe read up on something. Because right now, India is considered one of the worst countries to go to as a single female. It's not even a good country to go to if you're a man.
No, not really.
But as a woman, it's extra not good. You know what I mean? And so you've got this, I would say, I guess by Korean standards, beautiful young Korean girl dressed to the nines with her little camera trying to do her vlog. And she can't understand why all of the untouchables are running up on her and people trying to steal her shit and everyone's scamming her. And it's like, dumbass, didn't you read like a travel bureau?
Yeah, this is kind of like, riding around on a bike with a big sign that says I'm gay in the Middle East.
Yeah, just do that.
Not a bike, a unicycle.
Yeah, a unicycle.
Yeah, right, with like a hat like Jughead used to wear. You know what I mean? Like the beanie type hat, but looked kind of like a crown too.
Mm.
And it's anyway, that's an Archie's reference, Leth. You may not get it, but
I know a little bit about Archie, and I know who you're talking about.
Jughead was Archie's best friend.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was ever really interested in any of the women. He was more interested in eating. That always seemed to be Jughead's move,
Did you ever watch that show Normal World?
No, I have not.
Or it's on YouTube. It's a podcast off the Blaze of all things. It's a comedy podcast with Quarter Black Garrett, a young lady called Angela. Hey, GM Cody.
Right.
And then there's Dave Landau. He's a pretty funny comedian.
Yeah, I know who he is.
He just wrote a book called Fuzzy Memories.
I think I've seen him a couple times on the Crowder show.
Yeah, he used to be on Crowder.
Yeah.
And then him and Crowder had their split because Crowder went on a tour while they were on break when he took Landau with him. And Landau's first night with Crowder on this new tour, Landau closed his set and he had him laughing so hard and doing standing ovations. And Crowder's not that funny. And so Crowder, not that he's, I mistook that. He misstated that. He's not as funny as Dave.
Well, and Crowder is funny in the way that like Carrot Top was funny.
Yes.
GM Cody saying about Marty. Yeah, we all. I don't know about Bruce, but I know me and Leth love our Marty Robbins.
Cool, clear water.
I used to listen to Marty Robbins when I was a little kid because that's what my grandma listened to. Marty Robbins, Elvis, and frickin' Conway Twitty.
Man, I recognize that because he's brought that on before.
Yeah.
But I know my grandfather listened to Marty Robbins.
Well, Marty
Because-
Robbins wasn't really country. He was more
No.
straight up Western
Yes.
cowboy music, like
Yeah, he was a big cow.
the streets of Laredo. Where
He
the
didn't
young
start
man
off like
ran
that
there.
though. His first.
Well,
his
he does
first-
look.
Oh.
Oh,
There you go. Yeah, he first started off like in doing romantic songs, so they gave him the nickname like Mr. Heartthrob or something like that.
yeah.
And
I
then
can
he
see
was
that.
like, "I want to do country music. I want to do cowboy music," and just did that, and just like,
Well, as I was walking the streets of Laredo, I mean, that was a great song.
Yep.
Still is a great song.
He met a young cowboy all wrapped in white linen. Sad song. And of course, everyone loves the one about the guy who was in love with the Mexican girl.
El Paso,
El Paso.
and the sequel to it. There's another one that's the sequel to it.
And then, of course, Big Iron.
Yeah, Big Iron. Most people remember that one from New Vegas.
Yeah, he rides in the house. Well, I remember it because I had listened to it. I guess I didn't have to, but I was, a mama and by extension grandmama boy. So, I mean, if we were hanging out in the house and she was playing whatever she was playing, I was listening. You know what I mean?
Hey, I wouldn't mind listening to Marty Robbins all the time.
Oh,
He's
man.
talented.
Yep.
I
I
don't know.
remember-
I don't know why.
I remember so well the whole my one and only wish is that someday you'll care. You know who I'm talking about? Conway Twitty, like from 1950 something. But it's only make believe. Yeah, man, I used to
That does
listen
sound
up.
familiar.
Hello, darling. Nice to see you.
If Nerdy Ogre's still in the chat painting there, sir, next time we run a game, if you want to swing over so you don't have connection issues, you can you ride on my dime, or I'll come pick you up or whatever. But I never again want to have the fucking technology fail us, dude. And you live close enough where I have no problem paying for like a round trip Uber for you. You live on the other side of town. It's not going to hurt me. If you want to reject that, that's fine. We will be using Restream from now on as our dedicated game broadcast. Though we used FMux on Saturday, and that was bad. It was
Yep.
good for PC users. It is not optimized for tablets or phones.
No.
I did not know this.
Cody, it sounds like you and I had a very similar upbringing. I mean,
My papa didn't really play a lot of music, but he did have like on the TV all the time westerns.
my grandpa watched every Western all the time, no matter who was in it, but he wasn't in charge of shit. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
My grandma was in charge of everything. And he just kind of worked and came home and watched The Price is Right and maybe whatever. But
What's your favorite Western of all time there?
Me?
yeah,
Uh,
Left can go.
Let's go. What do
Shoot.
you, what's your favorite?
Probably The Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
Solid choice.
It is.
I couldn't remember most of the things that my papa watched. It's just like I know that they were different movies, but I've watched like parts of almost every Western and not know the name of them.
I can identify with that. My two favorites.
One Western I watched that actually really like I was like, WTF is this shit? And it might be the best Western ever made was like Once Upon a Time in the West.
Never have seen it.
That's one where like Henry Fonda is a murderer. Charlie Bronson's in it. Like Charlie Bronson's always walking around playing his harmonica and killing people. And yeah, Henry Fonda, Mr. Good Guy, Mr. Always the good guy in everything,
He's a bad
is
guy.
a cold-blooded killer in this movie.
Yeah.
It's freaking nuts. And it's made by the same people that made the spaghetti westerns. I mean, it's Leon.
Sergio Leone.
Yeah, and the music is Marconi. So it's kind of like their last spaghetti western,
Really?
except instead of Clint Eastwood, the man with no name, it's Henry Fonda, Charles Bronson, a couple other guys, that were up and comers. I mean, I used to love to watch Charles Bronson about anything. The Evil That Men Do and all that shit.
So my favorite is a tie.
Sergio Leone, yep.
It's either going to be Shane
Shane was good.
or it's A Fistful of Dollars. I can't decide. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Hey,
Yeah. Fistful of Dollars was made like 3 or 4 times.
What?
You didn't know Fistful of Dollars was made like 3 or 4 times?
No, sir.
It was
almost
made
makes it-
like way back as a silent film. Then Kurosawa remade it and called it Yojimbo.
Yep.
And then Sergio Leone remade it and called it Fistful of Dollars. And then 20 years later, they remade the frickin' movie with Bruce. I got a machine gun now, ho, ho, ho.
Bruce Dern?
The guy that was in the Yakatoma building.
Oh, Willis.
Yeah, they remade it with Bruce Willis and Christopher Walken. And
That's,
Christopher Walken was, how in the Clint Eastwood movie, the one guy's like, wait till my brother gets here?
Yes.
In the Bruce Willis movie, they're like, wait till Hickey gets here. Well, that's Christopher Walken. But it goes the same exact way. He gets his ass beat. He sneaks off. He hides in a mine. Some locals help him.
Holy shit.
Yeah, what is the name of that movie?
The Last Man Standing.
Last Man Standing. It is a scene by scene remake of Fistful of Dollars. There's the Italian mob and the Irish mob. They're in some town in Arizona, and he's playing them back and forth. But then in the end, things go bad.
That movie is on my fucking list, but I didn't know why. Because Janet wanted it there because she loves Bruce Willis when he was like cognizant.
Yeah. I mean,
You got Bruce Dern, Bruce Willis, William Sanderson, Christopher Walken, David fucking Patrick Kelly, Karina Lombard, and Alexander Powers. Michael Imperioli is in that movie too.
And it's just a straight up remake of
A Fistful of
the
Dollars.
Clint Eastwood movie.
Okay.
Like beat for freaking beat, scene for scene. If you were to put them on a TV side by side, every time something happened, it would happen at the same time.
What's the best Clint Eastwood movie?
Oh, dude.
Oh man, I can't name one with him.
I would say Gran Torino.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I like Dirty Harry. I love the trilogy that he did with The Man with No Name.
Yeah.
And then he also did The Outlaw Josie Wales, which I watched on Saturday
Which is
morning.
amazing.
I'll tell you my favorite. It's Kelly's Heroes.
That
Another
was a good one.
Solid fucking movie. Hey, Man of War 665. The Neighbor of the Beast.
Yeah. Kelly's Heroes was like an all-star cast too.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, they had a good cast in that.
I mean, it was like they spared no expense.
The guy who played Oddball.
Well, that's Kiefer Sutherland's dad,
Yeah,
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
But then you had Telly Savalas. You had Ernest Borgnine, I think. No, it wasn't Ernest Borgnine. It was the comedian that used to roast Johnny Carson all freaking time. I forget his name, but he was on there. And of course, you had Carol O'Connor.
Which comedian? George Burns?
No, this guy was like short and stocky.
Don Rickles?
Yeah, Don Wrinkles.
Don
Oh, yeah.
Rickles is one of my fucking favorites, man.
Well,
He
he's
was
in
in that
Kelly's
movie.
Heroes. He plays the guy who runs the freaking logistics.
Yeah, that was true. Yeah, he was funny.
Because Kelly's like, we need some tanks. And he's like, well, I know where you can get some tanks, but you may not like them. And they go over there and Oddball's hanging out, drinking Turkish tea, being a fucking maniac.
I like it when Oddball had to call for a bridge, and the guy's like, "Where am I going to get men right now for a bridge?" And he looks out the door window, and it's like, "Huh."
Yeah, it's like the Grave Diggers Regiment or some shit.
It was the band.
Yeah. And Carol O'Connor accidentally hears their radio traffic on his radio.
Oh yeah.
And like the guy comes in, shut up, Carson, the game's on. And the one guy's like, look, Kelly, we're not going to be able to get across that bridge right now. We need some time. And Kelly's like, I've already lost 2 Shermans. If you think I'm standing here 1 second longer, you're out of your mind. Keep up or catch up or whatever. And Carol O'Connor's like, go. And then he says, I don't know who these men are, but I'm going to give every one of them a medal. And meanwhile, they're just trying to rob a bank in France.
Yes.
And poor Oddball, when he finds out that the bank's guarded by that tiger, and he's like, you don't know what those things can do, man. Like in Normandy, they abused us. Do you understand what I'm saying? But
Pick out 2 of them with 1 Sherman, which is pretty
yeah,
good.
Clint Eastwood kept everything together. Yeah, what was the song? They had the one song, Burning Bridges, when they come out of the railway tunnel and they just start like unloading on everything.
Yeah.
All those burning bridges that come fall, and he's just like, because he had a big speaker hooked up to his tank.
Best part about that too is later down the road, Bruce. This is the best part. Kelly's Heroes was actually in an anime and done shot for shot.
What?
A part of it was done shot for shot in an anime.
Girls in Panzer.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know, but that is funny that they did that and so well.
It's
Because
a weird anime where like every Japanese girls' high school has their own team,
Of
and
tankers.
what they do is they fight tank battles
Yes.
with real tanks.
Yes. Oh,
There's
but
even
yeah.
one where they have to fight against the Russian girls' school, and they all show up with T-34s and they play frickin' Katusha
Yeah, Katusha.
as these tanks are just rushing across the snow, and it's like talking about Katusha. Dun, 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 dun.
But I mean, that was funny because the scene that they also recreated was the one where they were fighting the tiger and they shot the paint around the back of the tiger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing with the Japanese that a lot of people don't seem to get is the media we love from them, they've stolen from us.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Or if not stolen could be a harsh way of saying it. They borrowed the shit out of a lot of concepts from American.
Oh, definitely. Especially during the 80s. The 80s was like, oh my God.
It's like in the 80s, every anime was as if the anime writer and director had been watching like 80s pop music on MTV and
80s metal
decided to
bands,
somehow work that shit into a movie.
Yep.
So you'd always have like the main guy had dark hair and he wore sunglasses at night. Shit like that is like, like, all right, Japan, you do you, man. You do you. And that's what they did too. But Girls in Panzer is ridiculous. However,
But fun.
they get the tanks right every time.
Yeah, they do a real good job at like not
whoever
really the
researched the
physics on the
tanks,
tanks, but
yeah, whoever
Totally,
researched
great.
the tanks for that show, like literally, he actually looked shit up. If they
Yeah.
say it's a Panzer III Mark whatever, it is. You know what I mean?
how the ways that they got certain tanks in there, like they did upgrade the Panzer 38T into a Hetzer, which is not exactly accurate how they were made, but whatever.
No. The Hetzers were made out of 38Ts.
Yeah, but it's not the way they did it. They had it like as an upgrade thing. They just used the lower of a Panzer 38T. It wasn't just some kind of thing that you could slap onto an already existing 38T.
Yeah, what they did with the 38Ts to make Hetzers is they basically took the turret off and mounted a casement on top that has 75 millimeter gun.
Yep.
And then the thought was that the Hetzer was going to be the cheaper version of the Stug, but it wasn't. You know.
No. Stug
But
was
their
like-
idea was the Hetzers would be hiding all over the Bocage and just take a tank out and run. But that's just not how it worked out for them. But
I also like that everybody was like a walking stereotype of their.
yeah,
their
like all the
nation.
Russians were wearing Ushankas and shit. The
Yeah.
Germans were all like super serious.
Yep.
It was
So
like,
fucking, you got Harry Dean Stanton, Carl Otto Aberty, and Stuart Margolin rounding out the cast for the fucking Kelly's Heroes show.
yeah,
I got to put that in my goddamn
Show
list.
movie.
yeah.
Movie.
He knows. Yeah. All-star cast. All-star cast.
Very good cast. It was fun to watch.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
movie to watch. Great soundtrack. Like there's songs on there that will stick in your head and you'll like them and be like, damn, I like that song. A great twist ending. Like I'm not going to even spoil it for you, but it's just I mean, that movie was put out in the 70s, so
Yep.
there's
In
no
1970.
excuse for you not having seen it. Really,
I'm sorry.
I mean, my mom is the one who showed it to me.
I wasn't really much of a movie buff, and I still watched it.
I'm not a movie buff, but my mom was like, I'm watching Kelly's Heroes. Do you want to watch it with me? And I said, sure. And I watched it and I was like, holy shit, that was really good. You know what I mean? And then for a while when we lived in the same state, it was like every year we would watch that together, you know?
God, I'm going to watch it again now.
That was one of the movies that, you know, her and I would
Maybe I'll
always
watch
get
it tomorrow or
together.
something.
But it's a great movie. Last Man Standing, believe it or not, for being basically a copy, is actually really good. And it's back, like you said, when Bruce Willis was in his full swing. You know, he had that riz, that swagger. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking 90 to 98 were the best years for fucking Bruce Willis, I think.
I like the one where he's like a thief and he's always singing that damn
Hudson Hawk.
song from Dean Martin or whoever.
Hudson Hawk.
Yeah, would you like to swing from a star and carry moonbeams? home in the dark?
They say the song title because they know the minutes and seconds. And so they get the beat in their head and they figure out that's how fast they got to move before the alarm goes off.
That's smart.
It's fucking great.
Yeah. And all the monkeys aren't in the zoo. Every day you see quite a few.
James Coburn was the other guy that's in that movie.
Oh,
My
Coburn's always
pension.
good in everything.
Yeah, up until 98 when he was in Payback with Mel Gibson and he couldn't bend his hands.
Right.
He was knife handing the whole movie.
Yeah. And he tried to pay Mel Gibson off, but Mel Gibson didn't want the money. He just wanted what he was owed.
Just give me my $40,000. $40,000? My luggage cost more than $40,000.
Yeah, you did all this for 40 grand. Well, you know. It wasn't about the money, I guess. That's another actor I absolutely love almost everything he does.
I actually, when he came out and he did Get the Gringo, and that was like his return after all the stuff happened and his name got smeared for a few things.
Yeah.
Get the Gringo was a fantastic movie that nobody watched.
Yeah, a lot of people hated on him for Passion of the Christ, but I watched it. I'll never watch it again, but I watched it.
I mean, Passion of the Christ, I don't think it was that bad, was it?
I thought it was great.
For me, it was like spending an hour and a half just watching Jesus get the shit beat out of him.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, there's so much other, like, you know, I could be watching Moses. I could be watching Ben-Hur. I mean, I understand that what happened to him is important. I know it happened because I read it.
There's multiple accounts of
But
it.
those dudes went nuts. You know what I mean? Him and what's his name? Caviezel or
Jim Caviezel.
Caviezel or whatever. Yeah, those dudes were like, it was like, calm
Here's
down, guys.
Here's the wild thing about that movie. When they put him up on the cross, while they're filming, he gets hit by lightning.
Yes.
And, like, I don't know if there's, like, a better testimony, like, well, he kept me alive after that, you know, than, like, you know, well, if I wasn't a Christian already, now I should be.
Yeah. And then Caviezel goes on to be the badass in that TV show where there's like a supercomputer always watching everybody.
Well, there's also that movie he just did, The Sound of Freedom.
Yep.
where he-
I'll tell you what, I liked Apocalypto. I don't understand why people wouldn't.
I don't understand why people don't like that movie. That's a great film.
Yeah, it is a good film. And it's just about a normal average dude trying to get home to his family.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, and
The worst possible things happen to him on the way back.
everything bad happens.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the little girl, when the slave takers are walking in and the little girl with the plague gives them that prophecy, that's creepy. And everything she said would happen did. And it's like, wow. And
Powerful film.
it didn't pull any punches with how Central American societies were either.
I think they're just as evil as what we got over in Europe. You know,
I mean, if you're talking about the Canaanites and stuff, yes, definitely.
any sect that decides we're gonna fucking hurt the kids for a little scrap of power because some demonic entity says we'll get it.
Right.
To me, there's no difference. I don't care if you're fucking 600 AD in modern day Gaza, or if you're in Central South America sacrificing kids and rolling their heads down the steps of the pyramid, and every time it bounces and splorches blood everywhere, that's another couple points of PD from your evil deity or whatever the fuck you worship. I think it's all evil.
Well, it was mostly Astarte, Moloch, and Baal, but you know,
Yeah.
they might have worked a few others in there. That's the main reason the Punic Wars happened. When the Romans encountered the Phoenicians and their religion, the Romans were like, yeah, these guys got to go. Because the Phoenicians still followed the same religion that the Canaanites had. So, you know, Moloch, Baal, whatever, right? What's up, Shirt? And the Romans had never really ever done like child sacrifice and shit like that.
No, at least not in public.
I mean, that was like completely like outside of the bounds
Yeah, for most
of normalcy.
moral and upstanding Roman citizens, yeah, they didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, usually if they made a sacrifice to Zeus, they would club a bull in the head.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of the deal, you know. You get The priest comes out, says a few words. You get a big, nice, beautiful bull. The priest cracks the bull in the head with a hammer, and then they read its entrails to try and, prophecy something. And you go about your day. So, and some of their sacrifices might be as simple as going to the Temple of Aphrodite and leaving flowers.
One of my favorite things they showed in the movie Rome was when they would have a new senator take his wife to the grounds where they were going to build their house. They had the priest and they'd have the husband and wife. And the ritual was you have to lay on top of the wife and basically pretend like you're fucking her right there. And the priest will bless it. And that land is yours. But I like in the show Rome, he kind of moves his robes aside, and he's not doing that quote unquote for real, but you're supposed to get the idea that no, he really wants to impregnate his wife on this soil right now.
Hey,
Gosh, that was it was a great show, Shark. Have you seen that show, James?
Of course it was a great show. It was about Rome. The one thing that almost every man in the West is obsessed with. Like if you're a Western man and you're not like thinking about SPQR and Rome and shit like that, you're a soy boy probably.
I was thinking about getting that as a tattoo on my arm.
So was I at one point. Because it counts for me, except my SPQR would be for Constantinople.
Of course.
But it's still the empire. So Rome. A lot of people, when they hear Rome, they think they mean the city. They don't. They mean the empire. They refer to the city as Roma.
Mm-hmm.
So you had the city of Roma, which was the capital of the empire of Rome.
I think I'm going to have to go. I'll see you.
We'll see you later.
Well, Left, you take care, buddy. We'll talk more about cowboy stuff tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, he came on right off the bat with Sig Sauer nonsense.
We don't take that Sigger bullshit here.
I told him, I said, if it's not Glock, I don't give a shit.
This is Glock territory. This is Glock neighborhood. You take your Sigger ass out.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, I got glaucoma because I can only see myself carrying a Glock. So, sorry.
Shark's trying to sell me on a beautiful little 45 ACP Glock pistol.
They have some subcon packs in 45 that are pretty nice. I have the most basic bitch Glock of all time. And by that, of course, I mean the Glock 17. The most basic bitch Glock ever invented. The most common sidearm, I think, anywhere. I've got a Gen 5. So it's got the adjustable, like, freaking handles and all that shit. But at the end of the day, it's just a pistol. I mean, I'm not like, I just wanted a pistol I knew would work when I pulled the trigger.
Yeah, that's all you want when you get a pistol. You don't want anything fancy.
And I got it at a really good deal. There was that too. Because every now and then, like, the gun store in my area is owned by a retired cop. And I think he likes me because he knows I'm an ex-firefighter. So there's kind of a, bros
Not a
kind of thing.
brotherhood between you two, but he at least sees the value of your civil service.
He sees me kind of as part of the team.
Yep. There's Shark. Glock 21, Generation 5, 45 pistol.
Yeah, that's not a bad pistol. That's not a bad pistol. I just am not sure that there would ever come a time in my entire life where 45 ACP would be necessary unless I moved back to Alaska and decided I was going to spend all day, every day on the Eagle River fishing salmon or something. At which point, then I would definitely want that 45 or 357. You know, something that a bear will fill when you put it in him. And I'll get rid of my 9. But right now, for safety concerns and stuff, I mean, I got a 9mm. I hold 16 rounds. I've got a couple of 30-round mags. I'm pretty good because if I have to engage anything, the bullets might not be big, but they're plentiful. You know what I'm saying? They're plentiful. You're going to get a lot of them. You will not go hungry for those 9mm bullets.
Well, off of guns.com, the Glock G21 Generation 5 is currently $620 at the low price. And I don't know what it is at Firearms Direct. Sorry, kids.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that's a great price for a great pistol. And I know there are some people out there that for some reason, my brother is one of them, are just obsessed with the 45 ACP.
I like it because it's the anti-cow projectile.
Well, I mean, it's the anti-anything projectile.
But they found that 45 is the smallest caliber that will do a cow in.
We used to have a joke that if you shot at something with a 45 and it didn't fall down, just carefully walk around to the backside and see what's holding it up. Because, you know, if you hit something with 45, it's going down.
It should fall over.
Yeah, it's going down. She ain't going to stand there. But even back then, my brother had the 45 and I had a Beretta 92 FS. So I had the sleek cop gun, you know.
That was
and
what
mine was actually Pietro in Italian. So basically, I had a made in Italy.
Yeah, yours was completely made in Italy.
Yeah, it wasn't one of the U.S. Army pieces of shit.
No, we had a gunner's mate first class that had one of those, and he let me squeeze a round off when we went shooting once, and he let me do that because I qualified for sharpshooter.
Nice.
That was a nice reward. Like, it was a hell of a lot better than a Navy pistol.
Well, when I went in, they handed me a PMG and a old 45 for a sidearm because it was before they had decided to go to the 9mm.
Okay.
So that is what I had to lug about.
I
had
was
a leather holster that went on my LB belt that had that probably, I would say that 45 was probably older than I was. And of course the general purpose machine gun, which in my time was the 240.
Apparently when they started up,
or is it 270?
The McCandless in the 50s, and they got the keel laid and they stocked the armory, they ran across some deal where they could find a whole bunch of 45 Colts. And so that ship sailed around. It actually did one fucking full circuit back in 84, but it sailed around the world for decades with Army pistols from like Korean War era.
I mean, I don't understand the idea of Army pistols versus Navy pistols. It's like
it's supposed to have a little bit more knockdown, I think.
It's like what in the hell? You know, you would think that the branches would all just have the same freaking firearm. You know?
No. Take that away. Take that away, James. You know, there's a fucking dick measuring contest. There's always a dick measuring contest going on.
Yeah, the Army's up in their rifle, but between you and me,
I think that new rifle sucks shit.
There's a lot of people who say they don't like the rifle. And really, at its heart, it's just a somewhat modified M4 chambered in that Creedmoor round.
That's it.
So it's like, okay, if it's just an M16 chambered in a new round, why didn't you just rechamber the M16s? You know, to fire that 6.7 or whatever Creedmoor round because they decided that 5.56 just did not hit hard enough. Somebody somewhere decided that.
I've not
right.
had,
and they're right. They don't they don't hit very hard.
I've not had any practical experience with these. I served in the Navy. That doesn't mean that I like blew up a fucking country. You know, I didn't. You know, I was a quarterdeck watch during mostly peacetime.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, during the whole time of active duty, yeah, we had guys get fired out in France, but they were in civilian clothes, and France decided to take care of it off the books.
Right.
But I mean, that's kind of what you expect. You go into a foreign country, not everybody's going to love you.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I've tested with the 14. I've tested the fucking 16 before they swapped over, and I was just not impressed with the feeling of the M16. It felt like shit.
I'll tell you something about M16. Keep it clean. It'll never let you down.
Yeah, there's a problem with that.
What?
Typically, whenever the M16 brought into use, it's going into some mud hole country, some third world, where it's going to require maintenance and cleaning every 6 or 7 hours.
Well, we had a whole function on this during PLDC, which is your primary leadership development. And basically, if you're a squad leader, you're supposed to have the men in your squad cleaning their weapons daily.
Supposed to.
And if they're not, then you might have to, use more directed means to get them to do that.
Sure. I'm not saying it's bad practice. You do. My MOS was gunners make guns.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I struck for.
Right.
And I'm not considered a gunners make guns because I never tested, but I did have armory keys for some watches. So a lot of guys considered me a GMG. And at the time, there was a split between gunners make guns and gunners make missiles. Now they've made them both together, which I don't understand that because you need guys with round barrel tisms and you need guys to focus on square barrel tisms. And that's just the importance of those two types of warfare. You can't have a guy be a jack of all trades when it comes to both of that shit. And then they threw fire control into gunners made as well, which fire control used to be the guys that were the specialists with the fucking CWIS.
Yeah, but now it's like everybody.
And that's why our ships are like, what, 58% not battle ready?
Well, we're still, the world still knows.
I'm just going to say I trust my AK-47 because I can sit it in a pickle barrel.
Well, your AK-47, you can wrap in like an oily rag, put that in a garbage bag and tie it as tight as you can and bury it.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe dig it up a year later and put a mag in. It's going to work.
Yeah, that's something I don't understand about our military. Why don't they think that way?
Because the AK-47 was made for a peasant army with little to no training and little to no logistics, right? The M16 was made for a modern, well-trained army with extremely awesome logistics and training.
Okay, but I'd rather have the
result, the M16 is superior in a combat situation to an AK-47 in every way.
I disagree.
It's got better range. It's way more accurate. And the knockdown power of it is even better.
Wait. Are you seriously trying to tell me that a 5.56 will do better than a NATO round 7.62?
Yeah.
Really?
The AK doesn't fire a 7.62 NATO round. It fires a 7.62 by 3.9.
Yeah, 3.9. Excuse me.
That's 20 millimeters shorter
Yes,
than
the
that
new one's a
round
39, but
fire.
I
Let me tell you this story, Bruce.
please.
In Afghanistan, when the Russians were fighting the Taliban, right? They had their AK-47s, those trusty AK-47s, right? There were no complaints. Taliban would do their thing. The Russians would do their thing. They're fighting a war, whatever, right? At some point, towards the end, the Russians started equipping their paratroopers and Spetsnaz with AK-74s. The Taliban started crying. They literally thought that the AK-74 round was poison. Do you want to know why?
What's up?
All right. Now I own an AK-74, so I'm biased. But the AK-47 7.62 round,
Yeah.
it'll go through you or maybe go into you, but it'll stay just a chunk of lead, right? So in a really, really stupid, like you're out in a cave digging around in some guy's chest trying to find a round, the AK-47 is no problem, right? Dig around in there, you're going to find that big bullet, pull it out, throw a field dressing on homeboy, and unless he's lost too much blood, he'll be fine. The AK-74 5.45x39 is designed to shatter when it hits. And that means if you are the medic and you run into the cave and you start digging around in this dude, you're not going to find all of that bullshit in there, right? And he'll go septic and die a couple days later. And the Taliban thought Russians were literally using poisoned guns. But it's not poison. It's just you're dealing with a round that comes out of the barrel at 2,200 feet per second and is designed to shatter as soon as it hits. And actual military issue Russian 5.45 rounds have a still penetrator that the rest of the round is built around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're wearing like body armor, that thing don't care. Because that penetrator, which is basically like a little flechette, even if the armor you're wearing stops the rest of the bullet, that needle still keeps coming. But yeah, that's why they called it the poison bullet. It wasn't that it was special. An M16 would do the same thing. If you shoot something with an M16 and it hits a bone, that M16 round will shatter like a hand grenade. And yeah, so that is why those smaller rounds are more lethal than the bigger round. The bigger round doesn't, break apart.
I was not aware of this.
Yeah.
And the whole time, I was, for some odd reason, past 6 months, I was thinking that the 39 was a fucking NATO round.
No, see, the thing was, you're not totally wrong. There were a few runs, which I missed out on, and I kicked myself in the ass. But there were a few runs where Kalashnikov made AK-47s chambered in 7.62 by 5.4. So it's basically an AK-47 that fires a 30-06 round.
Yeah.
And I didn't get my hands on one, and they never made them anymore. So it would be like right now, the Kalashnikov platform, you can find them chambered in just about anything you want. Like the Polish use Kalashnikovs, but they're chambered in 5.56 NATO.
No.
And in America, you can buy AKs chambered in 5.56, 22 caliber, like 9mm. You name it.
That was something I was seeing the other day on Gun Trader. They were selling the 5.56 AK. And I'm like, what the hell is this fucking witchery?
It's just an AK that eats M16 food. And the main reason people say to get it is they're crazy preppers. And they think if something bad happens, you've got your AK, which is very reliable.
Yeah.
but getting the right ammo for it is not very reliable. However, if it eats 5.56, which in the United States is always going to be super common,
I hope so.
you're set. You're good to go. I mean, that's like the first basic thing when you talk to a prepper. They will go down the rabbit hole with you about ammo, because it doesn't matter what rifle you own. If you run through your 400, 500 rounds or whatever, and now you have none, and they don't make it in America. So like Letholdis buying that P90 whatever in like 5.7 millimeter. It's nice and all, but it'll never be a survival rifle,
No.
because as soon as he runs through the ammo, assuming he can even find the ammo before anything happens, once he runs through however much he can buy, and it's extra expensive, he's done. He will not run into some raider or whatever running around with 5.6 ammo. It's just not going to happen.
See, the reason why I got a hold of this fucking gun is because I've already got a Mosin.
Well, the Mosin is the one that fires 7.62 by 5.4 arm.
And I found that out because they're absolutely not compatible. And I'm like, fuck.
Nope. But you can fire 30-06, or not 30-06. You can fire a 308 Winchester
Yes.
out of a Mosin, but you have to then pull the casing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to call the Mosins
Not
garbage
big.
rods.
The amount of service that I'm having to deal with this Mosin over the last like couple of weeks is, I've had to do a few hours, and I wasn't expecting to do a few hours of going through like old military knowledge.
Yeah, that's why we call them garbage rods. Like when I got mine, which I gave away, I think Hungar's got it.
Mosins are good.
We bought it. We got a deal from Signal Zero. We bought a whole box of Mosins, like a Russian military crate.
Yeah.
With Mosin still in the Cosmoline. And my shift at the fire department did that. It ended up costing like $100 each. And, that was before people realized, that the old garbage rod on drop a deer in a second if you know how to shoot. So it become what a lot of people call the $100 30-06. And a lot of people would pick them up,
I managed to find one for $223 on the used market.
Plus, the ammo used to be dirt cheap. You could buy it in the big tin Spam cans,
Yeah.
and it was like dirt ass cheap. I don't know how it is now.
Let me. When I picked that up, this old guy gave me this shit here.
Yeah, that's still jacketed AK rounds.
Yeah. And just look at the color of the fucking box. This has been I need to actually go use this because this is ancient.
Well, the thing with those is, one, they're not like the best rounds ever. They have salt in them so that they last for pretty much forever.
Okay.
But that means when you fire it through your AK, you probably will need to run some ammonia down the barrel and stuff to counteract the salt, because otherwise the salt will pit the inside of your barrel. So, a common practice back in my Army days was just piss down the barrel, because the ammonia in your urine would counteract the salt. And then take some like WD-30 oil, motor oil, and put it on a rag and run it down the barrel. It'd be fine.
Well, it's kind of funny you say that because the range master over at Just a Place to Shoot, he says piss on your barrel.
Well, these things, there is a reason that there are multi-generational AKs in use in parts of the world.
Yeah.
And by multi-generational, I mean like a grandpa gave it to his son, who gave it to his son, on and so forth. And it's because, They're very simple. They're built to very low tolerances. And for what they're designed for, they're great. You give them to a couple thousand peasants and you line them up in rows and you have them charge the enemy, firing away, just going nuts. And the idea the Soviets thought was that the volume of fire would win. Whereas when we were designing our shit, we were thinking special operations units and, actually hitting people at 300 yards instead of, having to get within 150.
Well, the reason why I got those two is because we just imported, or we're getting ready to import 500,000 Chinese students into the country. I don't know if you saw that from Trump.
I didn't, but why?
It's some sort of trade deal, I guess. And
Huh.
we're bringing in 500 students. How old are students? Well, they're usually military-age males.
Yeah, it's true.
So I picked
So
up
you're thinking these guys could be like
Trojan horse army
500,000 dudes. That's like a division.
nationwide.
Yeah, that's like a division. That's a lot of guys. Might even be more than a division by a lot. That might be a whole damn army group. I don't know, but I've got a AR, but mine is chambered in 300 blackout. Actually, it's chambered in both because I have an upper that's 5.56 and the other upper is 300 blackout. Hey, what's up, homie? I sent you the thing a long time ago, but I guess you were asleep or something.
Angar.
And I tend to buy subsonics. So
I just threw the Economic Times at you. That article, they're looking at 250,000 Chinese students already in American universities. We're going to be bringing in more.
well, I think Harvard or whichever one it was he was fighting with, like most of the money they make comes from Chinese students.
Yeah.
It's really crazy if you think about it. It's like, they
So
just tons of Chinese students.
So what money I had saved for a house, now I've put into 2 guns and about 200 rounds of ammo each because that's what I got a hold of. Oh, wait, my OPSEC is blown. Oh, shit. Anyway, just fearful, just fucking fearful shit about all this stuff going on. And they say we had a higher amount of Chinese students here in 19, but Trump had just put a thing out in June talking about how we're going to bring in 500,000 Chinese students into America. And I'm like, don't do that.
I'm okay. If they act up and try something, they'll get weeded out pretty quick.
I hope so. I mean, that's a whole lot.
500,000 versus 400 million. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they're going to do anything. But yeah, Shark, exactly. Because the Soviets realized how the combat was, so they designed the AK to be the perfect weapon. Plus, the AK was built during a time when the Soviets were still thinking about globalism, like international communism, as they would call it.
Yeah.
So they built a rifle simple enough that tribal communists in like Congo could easily be trained to use it by a Soviet, instructor, right? And it also had to fit the bill that the people using it are super ignorant and don't know shit. Therefore, you can't count on them actually taking care of it very well. So they built a rifle to fit all those perimeters. Whereas we built a rifle that was designed for a trained professional soldier that knew how to take care of the rifle and would, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You see what I'm saying? So comparing the AK to the AR platform is like, I don't know, it's like comparing peas and carrots. they're both great, but they're just not the same thing. And they weren't designed for the same thing. Which is why late into the thing, the Russians decided to upgrade to the AK. Yeah, look at that. Upgrade to the AK-74. Because by then they had captured so many M16s, and they immediately threw the M16 away as being way too complicated for their purposes. But they looked at that 5.56 round and they're like, now this we like. Except, being Russians, they couldn't just copy the 5.56 round. They had to, F around with it, and they come up with the 5.45 by 3.9 instead of 4.1. I think the M16 is 5.56 by 4.1 or 4.5, whatever it is. And they made a hot ass round. I mean, like I said, 2,200 feet out of the barrel, accurate. I mean, the thing with the AK-74 is it is just as accurate as an M16. It's not no effing around, right? And some of them, like the AN-94, the AK-101, I mean, they've got so many AKs that are built to like actual American standards as far as for precision and accuracy and stuff. But, I mean, you're only going to see those if you see Spetsnaz guys or something, Those things are never getting issued to the conscripts. Because, I mean, that's just how it is,
I just worry because I live in San Antonio. This is one of the main points they want to fucking neutralize or fucking just invade. The infrastructure here is amazing. But
yeah, man, I don't think you got to worry about it, man. A lot of people like to worry about this shit. Or not like to, but they do. And it's like, I just don't see it. China trying to invade the United States would be insane. For them. It'd be insane for them. We'd stop sending them wheat and shit. Their troops would be stuck in middle America somewhere. I mean, there's no way they'd be able to fly over and airdrop anyone.
I don't think we have to worry about it because we've got Bond out on Bond, James, to take care of it.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
James Bond is black, so he's out on Bond.
he might be talking about the meds.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, I've only slept like 4 hours in 3 days.
Dude, you were sleeping all day. You like.
Well, I didn't get out of the hospital until like 2:00.
Dude, I messaged you so many times today.
I got one message from you. Did you see my new phone background picture?
Yeah.
The picture I sent you?
Yeah.
It's bad. That's cool, ain't it?
So did they get enough electrolytes in you to keep you out of the hospital for a few weeks or what?
I hope so.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I gotta go see the surgeon next week.
A surgeon? Why?
My stomach's acting stupid.
Okay. My poor dog is involved in like the worst kind of love affair ever.
With the neighbor dog?
He is in love with my neighbor's older chow dog. And that female chow would love to eat him.
And the thing is it a big fluffy chow? Like he's
It's a big ass chow, except they shaved it.
Oh, jeez.
But it's still a chow. You know what I'm saying? And he gets so excited every time she walks her dog and he wants to run out there and bark at her and shit. But it's like, I'm always like, buddy, she hates you. Like she wants to kill you. She wants to murder you, really. But he, he's a dog. He don't understand that. All he knows is he loves that. And it's like he's fixed. So it's not even like I can blame hormones. He just loves that chow.
He's got yellow fever.
I guess.
Asian.
Yeah, he likes the women of the Asian persuasion. So
Well, there are a lot of Asians in Russia.
yeah, pretty much everything past the Altai Mountains or the
Yeah.
Caucasus could be considered Asian. So
He is from the mountains of the Caucasus. He is Caucasian. That baby got a 750 credit score right now.
I remember. No, actually, he's Polish. Pomerania is a province in Poland.
Yeah, but that particular dog,
That particular dog I bought from a Russian woman. Okay,
is
fine.
Russian. Yeah, so
I don't think that's how dogs work.
it's like my dog. My dog is a Florida dog because it's a possum.
Because it's a possum. Yeah, that is a Florida dog, a possum. I mean, they hiss at you, you run up and grab them up. They just go limp. And then if you want to, you can take them home and potty train them. They'll be fine.
Yeah,
But you're just opening yourself up to a heartache.
you know it's a good pet for me.
Maybe. But the reason you're opening yourself up to a heartache is because possums only live 5 years.
Yeah, but
So you get this possum, you love this possum, you've washed it, it's fluffy, it doesn't look like a giant scumbag rat. You know, it's eating cat food and pooping in a litter box, and you're thinking, this is awesome. Then it dies.
yeah, but the thing is, I won't outlive the pet.
I mean, if you don't, who's going to take care of a possum? Because I do not believe that my beautiful woman would allow that in a second.
Young Master Gregory.
Okay. She still gets nervous every time she sees me looking through the pet pages at ferrets, man. And then she reminds me about how heartbroken I was when my ferret died. And I remember that. And then I say, yeah, I'm never buying a ferret. Fuck that. I can't live through that again. Such a heartbreak for me, you know?
And they only live for about 5 years.
Yeah, they don't live that long. And they're really like touchy. If you feed them the wrong stuff, their guts can tie in knots and shit like that.
Yeah, that's a good pet for me because I'm the same way.
Maybe you could be my pet.
You'd have to walk me 3 times a day.
Yeah. I'd come in the room and kick you until you were awake and then force you to log on to Dune.
Hungar's catheter is full.
I know a Russian woman living in eastern Siberia. She got around in the winter at times by dog sled. Yeah, they do that.
A Pomeranian, though. It would be funny if
mean,
it was. Can you imagine like 25 Pomeranians pulling a dog sled?
That'd be ridiculous, but also adorable.
Yeah.
The thing a lot of people don't think about, Shark, is that the Inuit of Alaska are the exact same people as the Yakut of Western Russia.
So I've dated.
I mean, they literally just travel back and forth along the Arctic. I mean, they are the same ass people. And every so-called Native American in North America, not Mexico, but North America, is related to those assholes. Not that they're assholes. They're actually really nice people, but they do smell like fish.
Well, did you see the new thing? They're saying that the original North Americans are of the Caucasian persuasion.
Yeah. Well, I do know for a fact that during the 1700s, a Spanish expedition traveled through Appalachia, specifically Kentucky, and there was like a slave revolt, and the Spanish ended up leaving, and the slaves that had revolted, they formed a community, and some of them even integrated into like Cherokee, but now they're going extinct because when people very first come to Kentucky, they were so surprised to find English houses.
Yeah.
They're like, or European style houses. They're like, what the F is this? A cabin, right? But now with modern roads and everything like that, these people that used to live in these tiny little holler villages have started, going to college and marrying chicks from Illinois and shit like this. So, yeah, that whole culture is basically doomed.
That's gross.
What?
Marrying somebody from Illinois.
My wife's from Illinois, dude.
Well, yeah, but still.
Bruce is from Illinois.
Bruce
Yeah.
is awesome, though. And your wife is awesome. But your average person from Illinois is a teenage dirtbag. Maybe.
Well, I mean, it's not like my wife lived in like South Chicago or something. She lived out in the dairy farm part of Illinois.
She lived in the posh part of Illinois.
Well, yeah, her family, when they came over, they had land. They ran a dairy. And then they ended up getting shut down when they started making all the rules about having to homogenize milk and shit like that.
You think the AR-10's a good gun?
Yeah.
If you like the M16 platform, but you want to throw a bit more heat downrange, the AR-10's all right.
And it's safer because it has 5 less ARs than the 15.
Yes, it does.
I don't even know why that's funny.
Liberals.
It's a little funny, though. But yeah, I mean, if you're the kind of guy that likes that, that for some reason just still has a hard on for, 7.62 NATO rounds.
Yeah.
AR-10's right up your alley, buddy.
So
I think I'm going to get rid of this Century Arms thing I got because it's a good gun. Don't get me wrong, but
brother, you like the 7.62 NATO?
I do. It is my favorite round, which is why the rifle that I'm constantly thinking about saving up and buying is a what is it?
The Scar?
The Scar S1 in 7.62 NATO. Yeah. If I saved up even more money, I might even consider a Scar H.
Hey, our redheaded little brother got a new car.
Nice.
67 Chevelle.
Nice.
Yeah. He sent me a video of it the other day, burning rubber at a car show.
How's our ex-con brother doing?
Being all the tattooed face ex-con that you can be.
Dude, if you're not going to try to become a famous internet rapper, I don't understand the face tattoos. Like, if you can't be what's his name? Tom McDonald, don't do that.
Or Post Malone.
Or Post Malone or some shit. Like, if you start a band and you make $1 million, fine. Get all the face tattoos you want. You got money. But if you're a poor motherfucker working at Arby's, don't get face tattoos. That's stupid.
Job stoppers.
Job stoppers. That's all that shit is. That's why all of my tattoos, if I put a t-shirt on, you can't see a one. And that's for the best, because a lot of them I wouldn't want just anybody to see. But anyway.
Cheeky butt.
I wish I knew more about guns. I know things about certain guns.
What do you want to know about guns, Brucey?
Yeah, I was going to say, Bruce, you're in luck.
Oh,
because Hungar and I, well, I would not call us experts in the firearms thing. We know a lot of basic common knowledge when it comes to weapons like that.
I'm not really.
Like, what kind of gun should be the first gun you buy ever?
Shotgun.
A Remington 870 or a Mossberg 500?
I don't have. I don't have either of those. I do have a crappy JTS fucking Chinese make AK fucking platform 12 gauge.
The gun that you should have in your house for home defense is a 12 gauge pump shotgun.
Yeah, well, not just for home defense, for everything.
Yeah,
And the reason is a 12 gauge shotgun,
That was my
depending on the round you put through it, can handle just about anything in North America. I mean, if you shoot a bear with a 12 gauge slug, it will die.
I don't
It
have
has no
slugs,
choice.
but
It will
I've
lay
got-
right down and die, right?
I've got
If
buck
somebody's trying to kick in a door and you put some double buck at them, they're not going to be happy.
you go cut them in half.
And if you really want to be a dick, fire duck shot at them. Duck shot at close range will literally just turn a section of the human body into hamburger meat.
I've got about.
But
70.
when you're thinking about a rifle for home defense and all around bullshit, you need a weapon. You need a weapon that can do anything, right?
I want to keep the Mosin just for the fact that I can say I have a $200 rifle.
Oh
I've
yeah.
got-
Plus
My Mosin's sitting right here in the corner, buddy.
plus a Mosin, if you're a good shot with iron sights,
I love iron
you can
sights.
whack something human size, let's say, at about 1,100 yards.
You know what I like about the 12
Which is
gauge?
basically, if you can see it,
If you can
that
see-
Mosin could hit it.
Yeah.
You know what I like about the
But let
12
me go on with my tirade, brother.
James?
Let me go on with my tirade, please.
Okay.
Okay. Pump shotgun. Why? Super freaking reliable. If you have an issue with loading, you just pump it again.
Yep.
If you need to go hunting to feed your family, guess what? You've got a round for every animal on the planet. You can go out and shoot a deer. You can shoot some ducks. You can shoot a chicken. You can shoot the neighbor. Whatever you need to do, it will do it. The only thing it can't do is be sniper rifle.
And
No,
you don't have to aim it. You just got to point it in the general direction.
Well, unless you're one of those guys that wants to get a rifle barrel and fire Sabo rounds out of it and shit. But whatever, never
I
mind.
am going to get some Saiga magazines for this thing so it can hold 10 instead of 5.
That's what I say about the
When you get about $400+ that you can spend, I would 100% recommend. And I've got my favorites, but really it doesn't matter. Remington 870 pump shotgun or Mossberg 500 or 550.
The 5 is what we had on the ship.
Yeah, the Marines like their Mossbergs. Everyone else in the world likes their Remingtons. Like the Marines use Mossberg 500s, the Army uses Remington 870, or it used to at least.
93, we had a Mossberg. We had Mossbergs on the Defender. We had Mossbergs on the McCandless.
Yeah, it's probably Mossberg 500s. They
Yeah.
were very, very popular with
Super
the
popular.
crayon eaters. But like all the way back to World War II, the Army was using Remington.
So
Shotgun.
Hungar, about a month and a half ago, Trump made a statement, and I fucking went out and got two guns. I got a fucking Century Arms 47, and I got a fucking Mosin. Probably gonna get rid of this Century Arms 47 because it's not bad. It does everything I want it to. It's easy, maintains well.
In urban combat, it is definitely an option.
I don't have the mass to carry around 3 fucking big fucking pieces though.
Right. So if it were a full-blown urban combat situation where you were actually moving about doing things, you'd want the AK. The
You
Mosin, forget about it. Unless you plan on going up a bell tower,
Yes.
forget about that Mosin. That is just a beautiful weapon from a bygone age. You don't need it. Forget about it. Most
If I
combat
were-
takes place under 50 yards.
If I was in a situation where I had to pick a loadout kit to take with me out in a survival situation in an urban setting, I would have my AK because when you shoot someone with AK, they know they've been shot. Yeah, that's a massive bullet. I'd have a 12 gauge pump shotgun with a shortened barrel, and then I'd have a 9mm pistol for a backup weapon because 9mm everybody's got them, so they're easy to get the ammo.
See, why I disagree with that loadout in that I would probably take my AR and my Glock 17.
9mm though.
It is 9mm. Yeah.
Exactly. So
And I got 30 round magazines for that bitch.
yeah, and the thing about the 9mm, that's the reason I like 9mm so much, and that's the reason I carry a 9mm.
Well, I was kind of telling Bruce that earlier. If you're talking about a gun for a shit hits the fan situation, you've got to think about the ammo because a lot of these type, like I said, I'd take my AR. You notice I didn't say with the 300 blackout barrel.
Yeah, you take the AR.
I take the 5.56 because the odds of me running into, 300 blackout out there in the wild are not great. But you can find 5.56 down at the freaking our local Dollar Tree practically. It's like nothing. And 12 gauge shotgun rounds, shit. Any sporting goods
everybody's
store
got
or Walmart has them.
Okay.
And at close range, buckshot is real deal. What I mean? Somebody wanting to fool around at 20 yards or 25 yards. Yeah, that buckshot's some real deal shit right there. You don't want to be on the bad end of that. And the second reason I say pump shotgun is racking around into a pump shotgun. A lot of times it just makes somebody shit and run.
Yeah, it's brown trout.
The sound of that is like, it's like hearing death coming on his pale horse. You know what I mean?
That's a straight up come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, when you hear that, clack, clack. I mean, shit's getting ready to get real around here. And you may not want to be in the area. But I mean, yeah, so that's just my opinion. You ain't gonna follow it, but yeah, if you got $400, $500, whatever, you want a pump shotgun. Remington or Mossberg, they're both great. They're reliable. They're good for everything. If you're living in a house, like I said, somebody comes to a window, yeah, put some duck shot on them. They're dead.
And you ain't got to aim it straight at them. You just got to point it towards them.
Right? I mean, yeah, that's definitely you're going to Jesus, or straight to hell. Either way. And I'll tell you, if somebody's trying to break in your house and they hear you rack that first round, 9 times out of 10, they'll go find someone's other's house to fuck.
That actually, there's a study out there saying the Remington shotgun sound racking, the sound of it racking a new piece of ammunition into the danger zone has dissuaded more robbers, has dissuaded more violent incidents than any other sound in America.
Yes, terrifying. If you've ever been out effing around as a little kid and hear somebody in the dark rack a shotgun, at that point, it's like you are blind scared. And you're just getting the hell out of Dodge.
I've never done anything to where I've had that response from somebody else.
Right, when we were little idiots, in the town we grew up in, we're out running
would do stupid shit.
Making a bunch of noise, and some guy like, shut the fuck up, and one of us yelled back, you shut the fuck up, and then we heard and then
it was every man for himself.
like those old Looney Tunes where it's just like dust.
Just dust. It's like, yeah, nah.
Because
we heard that thing rack, and it was like out for sure. 100%. I am not going to be standing here. I'm going as far away as possible from this area
with that shit,
and I'm going to be quieter.
Yeah,
because so what you said basically, Bruce, I know from experience. Hearing that shotgun rack scared me so much I went blind. Like, you know, have you ever been so afraid you don't see shit, you just move? That was me.
I have not lived
That was me, like thinking I was getting ready to go see God. You know what I mean?
Bruce, have you ever heard the sound? Like, have you ever actually heard a shotgun being racked 12 gauge?
I'm sure he
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
See, it's a very frightening thing.
Only at the range, though. I mean, that's the only place I've never been around when one's been discharged, other than at a fucking firing range.
And
When
the
I
other
say
thing
I
about
was
a
garrison
shotgun,
Navy,
that barrel is so big. If you draw down on somebody, they can look up the barrel.
I
You know
would
what
not
I mean?
recommend doing
That's
this.
some serious shit. I mean, you pull a 9mm on somebody, they see it, it's like whatever. You pull that 12 gauge on somebody, I mean, the barrel's that big around.
yes.
You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing this, but you can actually put
Don't
50
tell me the
cal.
illegal thing.
You can put a 50 cal in a 12 gauge, a single barrel 12 gauge, and shoot it.
Yeah, it'll blow up and kill you, but you can do that.
I don't want to do that.
Because no single barrel 12 gauge shotgun is made strong enough to withstand the pressure.
Yeah. I mean,
if you
people
don't
have done it from afar, you know, with their little setups and pulling the string.
Yeah. Put it in a vise and like stand 100 feet back and pull a string, but
Yeah. That's why I said I would not recommend doing this.
well, 50 cal is just by and large are stupid. I know people who are like, oh yeah, I've got my Barrett Light 50, blah blah blah. If shit hits the fan, it's like, dude, you're going to carry that 70-pound piece of shit all over the place. You know, somebody with the 270 and a decent scope is going to take your ass out, and you won't even know they're there.
Give your mom a stupid Jeep.
You know what I'm saying?
My friend,
I know.
yeah.
Don't sleep on that 270. That 270 can take shit out at range.
Yes.
You know? Or, you know, my favorite, the good old red, white, and blue as it comes, 7.62 NATO.
A 22 can take somebody out.
Yeah, but a 7.62 NATO can take somebody out at 1,000 yards.
Yeah, but
You
762
got good optics.
Yeah, I like 762 also, but I like
Yeah,
mine. I like mine to be coming in the red package.
I appreciate the knowledge, because that kind of tells me that I did do a good purchase with the Century Arms. I bought it for the fact that, like, I thought, oh God, we could have a Red Dawn situation happen without the planes going over.
It's never a bad idea to own an AK platform rifle. If you've got money to spend, it's not a bad idea to have a Kalashnikov.
I always say,
Clean it up, oil it up, throw it in your freaking closet. You can leave it there for 20 years. It'll be ready to go when you are.
3 different firearm platforms. One for far commies, one for medium range commies, one for close commies.
Well, for close commies, I got the Glock. And then for medium and long range commies, I got the AR.
And you got the 12 gauge.
And the 12 gauge, yeah.
Yeah,
And
nice,
I've got a
Let's go think about
knockoff
it first.
ACOG on my AR. So supposedly, well, I bought the laser round that you can put in the chamber and then adjust the scope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. So that thing sighted in to 350 yards.
When Greg went and bought his first long rifle or long firearm, it was a 12 gauge pump.
Yeah. Well, that's the one you start with. It's the one you're least likely to kill yourself with, unless your wife kills you.
Like Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. That's kind of what
Did you guys see the Kurt Cobain video by AK guy?
No.
AK guy put out a video last week
Oh yeah, with the shotgun.
with a shotgun, and he went fucking whole hog on fucking conspiracy theory about fucking Courtney Love killing her boyfriend.
Well, they're married and had a kid, right?
Or I guess I
And
don't know
then
if they were
she
married.
started the band Hole, and every song on the first album was a song Kurt Cobain had wrote.
Yes.
See, Kurt Cobain made me distrust musicians because I know he said that he didn't have a gun.
And I swear that I don't have a gun. Yeah, well,
That was a lie.
he was lying.
Fibber.
Or maybe he wasn't lying. Maybe he didn't know he had a gun.
Yeah, I heard Kurt Cobain's last words. No, Courtney, please don't.
Courtney, what are you doing? Blam. I mean, it's dark, but it's also like believable. It's like, yes, she absolutely may have killed him. And I know a lot of like hardcore Nirvana fans might be like, man, that's messed up to joke about, but sorry.
I mean, that joke's not
But not
super
sorry.
dark. It'll steal your bike, but it's not that dark.
Yeah. That was good. But yeah. Sorry, not sorry, really. Because it's like,
Everybody's heard Dave Grohl's opinion on Courtney Love.
well, I know that very, very recently they actually spoke, but for like 20 years he would not even speak to that bitch because Dave Grohl was convinced she had killed Kurt Cobain.
Oh, so that was the rest of the fan base.
So basically, yeah, you've got the drummer from Nirvana being like, "Yep, that bitch killed him."
From what I heard, and from what is in rumor mill from Brandon Herrera, Kurt was really not into the idea of getting big. He saw what she was doing, and he's like, I just kind of want to get out of this entire thing and just go play a 50-man or 50-person room. And
Whoa.
apparently that kind of pissed her off.
What's weird is by then he was already big.
Yeah.
Bleach had dropped, great album. Nevermind had dropped. Freaking, it changed the entire genre of music in North America.
Oh, okay. When Nirvana
I mean,
started
it's
their
like-
tour, when 92 started, hair
Heart-shaped
metal,
box had dropped.
hair metal was still going real strong in January 92. By the summer of 92, everybody had traded in their fucking leathers for fucking flannels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like I remember when Smells Like Teen Spirit came out, the number one song at the time for rock and roll was U2 Mysterious Ways.
Right.
So it's like you had that shit where you had, grunge.
She moves in mysterious ways.
Oh, you guys heard
Somebody
that?
posted a meme on my Discord, and it was like, after X amount of years, it is our sad duty to inform you that Bono has been found.
I was
Wow.
just getting ready to say that in music news, the world was saddened when they found Bruce Springsteen still alive.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I get it. I totally do get it, though. It's like, Bono, do the world a favor, shut up.
If I was Bono, I would. Motherfucker was nominated for Woman of the Year. That would piss me off.
Yeah. But I don't even care about that. I just want him to shut up.
Yeah.
It's like, dear Bono, shut up. No one cares about you.
Goodwill.
You had a couple of decent albums, in the 80s. And since then, you've just been a preachy prick going around being a preachy prick.
That's my issue with modern society is they're dancing fucking monkeys. They are here to entertain us. Why do we give a shit about their opinion?
Because it's the way we are,
That's the way some people are, not the way I am.
You know, the moment when I thought music had changed was in like 1990 when they were doing the Grammys and Metallica went out and performed One live and Billy Crystal was hosting it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
About halfway through that song, if you rewatch it, there's a moment where like you can see Metallica just say, fuck it, let's play for all the teenagers at home right now. And they fucking went from like performing, just thinking they're in a room full of suits, to actually being Metallica. And that, I think, is the last time Metallica played. At least Metallica that I like.
Yes, and the reason is very simple, Bruce. It is the James McKee unifying theory of everything,
Money.
which is you have it and then you don't.
Well, Lars wanted to buy.
To go a little bit more in depth, can you really expect a bunch of 40-year-old, mega rich, multimillionaire, married to hot ass chicks with kids, guys, to crank out music like 19-year-old got nothing rage-filled kids would?
Ozzy did.
Huh?
Yeah, Ozzy did
Ozzy
pretty
did.
fucking well.
Well, Ozzy, I don't know if he ever grew up in real life. So
No, he's like me. He was too old to grow up.
you know, he was always like screaming at Sharon about something,
I would scream at
bitching
Sharon,
about the dog shitting in his house, whatever.
the dog
I
shit
mean,
in my
you know.
chair again, Sharon.
I live in an $8 million pile of shit. And he's always sneaking off to get those damn burritos. Because apparently
Yeah,
there
microwave burritos too. The green chili microwave burritos. That was Ozzy's jam.
was some kind of burrito stand down the way, and he was just addicted to it. And of course, Sharon didn't like it because it gave him gas. But he thought it was funny because, fuck that, your dog keeps shitting all over my stuff.
I did see a good video where I actually applauded what Sharon did.
Stayed by his side.
That I think she forced him to stay by her side because she wasn't going to have a fucking divorce and lose all her money.
Yeah, and toward the end, she was like at the hospital. Well, of course she was at the hospital, but that last concert he did, he was so tore up with Parkinson's that he had them like strap him to that chair.
Yeah.
So he could perform.
Yes, Coco. And then after Metallica played, Jethro Tull won Best Heavy Metal Album.
They deserved it.
If it was Thick as a Brick, that is one hell of an album,
You know,
admittedly.
freezing in the cold sun.
Yeah, but I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about Locomotive Breath or whatever.
Thick as a brick.
In the gathering darkness, Locomotive Breath. And the all-time loser plunges to his death. Yeah, that's yeah. And here's another thing some people don't know. There's nobody in that band named Jethro or Tull.
Yeah.
That's just a name they invented. They're just like, let's invent a name.
I don't think
And we'll call ourselves that name, but
What
we
was
won't
weird is
actually
that-
be that name.
The album was Crest of a Knave from 87, and it won the 89 Grammys.
Well, they were a whole lot of good albums out in '89.
I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, there was some older Metallica, like off the Black Album, that I liked okay. But it is what I said, you know. It's like rage-filled teenagers are going to make badass, like kill 'em all metal. Old men with no rage anymore, no fire in their bellies, they're going to make Saint Anger.
Yeah, they're gonna be playing with Philharmonic.
I
If
I've
you
got
like
a-
Saint Anger, then good for you. I'm happy for you. I think that's awesome. But it just is the way it is. You know, people change. You cannot expect someone to go from, you know, doing garage shows and being drunk all the time and rage filled and angry at everything and then all of a sudden they got everything. And yeah, it's going to change. It's going to change everything about it.
Unless it's Lemmy Kilmister.
I'm going to disagree because there's a band called Testament that's been around since I was in middle school.
Yeah, Testament, they've been pretty metal for a long time.
Lemmy was born wearing a SS uniform, jamming out to hardcore metal, to died in the same way. Lemmy was born with a hangover and a beard.
Yeah, I saw he was wearing his uniform, and the reporter's like, "Why do you wear that?" And it was a straight up Hugo Boss SS uniform. And he's like, "I just like to shock people.
He's
And
like,
I like to wear it."
he's
And
like,
they're
it
like,
looks cool.
They're like, "Well, aren't you worried people think you're a Nazi?" And he's like, "Yeah, imagine me and my black girlfriend going to Berlin to meet the Fuhrer. I'm sure that'd go over well." And the reporter's just like, "Okay." I mean, the man's dating a black chick, and he's dressed up like an SS tank commander, because that's how he always dressed, like an SS tank commander, not specifically like, you know.
You gotta admit, that was a smooth outfit.
I mean, Hugo Boss, man. You know how much you pay for a good Hugo Boss suit these days?
They're expensive.
Yeah. And when the Germans got together and said, we need to make a uniform that will send a message to anyone who sees it, Hugo Boss came through. Because when you see that black uniform, it's like your first response is either you're afraid or you want one. And then your second response is either you want one or you're afraid. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, my brother.
Yeah, you see one of those like SS officers walking around, and it's like, my God, he is a well-dressed gentleman. I mean, he's evil, you know. He's not your friend. He's gonna try and kill you and everyone you know, but that is one damn fine uniform.
I had the nurses yesterday laughing.
Oh yeah?
I was like, yeah, I saw this little person dressed up like World War II German. He was a little racist.
You told me that. It was funny the first time too.
And the nurse is just like almost fell over.
Yeah, I had the double album, Thick as a Brick, and it looked like a brick wall. And when you open it up, it, you know, looked like a brick wall, and it had lyrics. And so, you know, Aqualung, Locomotive Breath, freaking trying to think of whatever other songs were on it, but like, and I also had Cheech and Chong Big Bamboo. And when you open it up, it had a giant album-sized rolling paper. Now, I never used that, but I'm sure somewhere in the world someone did.
Yep, someone did.
And I hope they're okay.
Yep, I'm still good.
Shut up. Wasn't that the one where they're making fun of Chinese food and shit?
Yeah.
So you want deep fried whale anus.
Half fried baby blind still.
Yeah, fried baby blind still. What? You know, they're like, and then Basketball Jones.
Basketball Jones. I got basketball
Jones.
I got basketball Jones. Oh baby. Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah. Earache my eye. Dun, 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 dun.
Teacher talking to me, trying to tell me how to live.
Dun, 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 dun.
But I don't listen to her because my head is like a sieve.
Well, Lemmy was not a bad guy at all. As a matter of fact, he did an outreach kind of thing to black metal fans. And I don't mean black metal like from Sweden, those idiots. I mean like black dudes that like metal, because apparently back in the day, it was really hard being a brother that was in the metal. Because a lot of not brothers would kind of ostracize you because you were a black dude, you liked metal, and they'd be like, yeah, whatever. And Lemmy would be like, dude, don't matter what your color is. If you like metal, you know, metal, you know? And, you know, he talked to a lot of like brothers, like, personally, like one-on-one. He wrote them letters and shit and told them, nah, keep listening to what you want. Don't let nobody stop you. So, I mean, so behind the scenes, he was a nice guy. Like a nice guy, you know?
And he was in Wayne's World Part 3.
He was a mensch, you know? He's definitely a mensch. So yeah, he wore SS uniforms. I mean, so what? That's what he wanted to do? Okay. He is a performer. Don't get your freaking panties in a bunch. He is not a member of that particular ideology. He's being an edgelord because that's what musicians do, you know?
I have sexist t-shirts, and I think that bitches and hoes have a place in all of society.
That was on Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah.
I know I've been accused of being a misogynist, but you bitches and hoes need to know I'm working on it.
I'm trying to correct this.
I've been trying to correct it. Yeah. Oh man. But I don't know. I mean, we already went through the guns, and I think we gave you the advice.
Yeah, I'm looking at the options.
The advice is always a shotgun first.
Yeah.
My mistake on that was I bought a shotgun that literally is like built on the AK platform. It's a nice
Which ain't
shotgun.
bad. Segas aren't bad.
I had one of those built on the AR platform, and I loved it. But the issue with mine was you had to shoot high brass 3-inch Magnum, and after I, woke up, I was too weak to even look at it.
Yeah, after he got out of his coma, he was like, yeah, there's no way I'm firing that thing. Yeah, but I mean, so your Chinese shotgun is not a bad option. The reason I say pump is because if you have a load error, they're so quick to fix.
Yeah.
You just pump it again. But hey, you got a 12 gauge, you're already doing the step in the right direction, you know? Because yeah. And the 12 gauge is your utility weapon.
Yeah, like I said,
That's what you're going to shoot rats and squirrels and freaking various varmints with to keep your belly full.
Like I said, my son, when he wanted to go buy a gun, he went up to the store. It's not a super expensive 12 gauge pump, but it fires good.
Yeah.
Like
well, you know me, I'm a Remington freaking fanboy.
You're a purist. You get a brand that you like, and that's all you want. You've got glaucoma.
Yeah. Well, you know why I chose Remington?
Because
the Remington 870 has been in service with the United States Army and police for like over 100 years.
Yeah, but you got to admit, you love that little Springfield.
Yeah, that little Springfield Hellcat. That's when I'm just running to the store and I want to carry, but I don't want to worry about putting anything on. I put that in my pants pocket.
Yeah, when you want to carry something small, but you want it to have 15 rounds. Go with that.
I mean, and it's full size 9mm, and it's so little it goes right in my pants pocket, and nobody even see it.
Yeah, I carry it in my when I go out when I'm wearing my overalls. I just put it in my pocket.
Yeah. Or if I wanted to really slot it out, I would get myself a fanny pack.
You got that
Slav, get like an Adidas fanny pack.
You've got that carry bag it came with. It came with a holster bag.
Yeah, but I'm saying full on Slav.
Oh yeah.
Andre knows what I'm saying. Full 100% Gopnik Slav. Adidas fanny pack. Oh yeah.
With your Adidas track pants and your Adidas shirt and your Adidas shoes.
Well, I do have 5 sets of Adidas shirts and track pants.
And your Adidas beanie hat that I gave you.
An Adidas took and an Adidas ball cap, and I'm currently wearing Adidas underwear. And I have Adidas socks. And I wear Adidas sneakers, black with white 3 stripes down, brother. And I can squat without my heels coming up.
You can squat?
Shut the fuck up. You see me?
No, I can't. I'm saying that's kind of cool.
I can slop squat all day.
I can't.
Like sometimes when I know my medical transport's on the way, I'll just go to the end of the driveway and slop squat.
Check me out. I've got it.
Yeah, and then they're all like, "Cool." And then we go to
What
my
they say,
doctor's
though-
office.
What they say though, if you go to Russia, do not take your Adidas gear.
Well, the thing is, Vladimir is not a huge fan of Gopniks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Shark. I can squat with my heels on the ground. See, the problem is Americans don't know how to squat, so their heels come up, and that just makes your legs tired. So there's no reason to ever squat that way. When you squat, you have to be able to squat leaning forward a little bit, and your heels have to be on the ground. And if you do that and you're balanced, you can stand there freaking all day. And a reason for that is two, both Russian, that have nothing to do with me in Florida. The ground is frozen, so you can't sit down on your ass because you'll get frostbite on your butt and your balls. And if you got to fight somebody, you can rise up from that squat position and throw them blows right away. You know what I'm saying? Coming up from the squat to throw blows, quick. And it is a thing that started in Russian prison.
It's like that song, "Find Jesus, don't try me, because I throw hands."
Yeah. It started in the Russian prison system specifically because the Russian prison system that a lot of these guys went to didn't have anything to sit on or anything. So they started squatting because if they sat down on the ground, well, now their balls are getting frozen by, Arctic
You
weather.
can go back in your butthole, get frozen shut.
Yeah,
And then
that's so good. Where did I go? Did you hear me, Haas?
We hear you.
Where'd I go then?
Get your piece of food.
Okay, I've been added.
I see your hand,
You can see my hand, really?
but it's frozen.
Oh, for some reason, my camera is just black.
I'm going to let you go because I'm going to eat dinner.
Oh, hold on. Can't go yet.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, see, so there is the computer's shitty camera. So let's see now if I can go to the supposedly good camera. Oh, see, I think my computer's haunted. Yeah, but Gopniks had a period where they were kind of considered away, but they're not popular in modern day Russia at all.
they're like pikeys in the UK.
Yeah, they're kind of like pikeys or thugs in America. It's like nobody wants to be a part of that bullshit. So, yeah. So did I tell you, Hungar, that Fade Rotha tried to seduce Elizabeth Becca?
No, you did not.
He sure did. And it almost worked.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, he just finished basically dismembering 3 slaves in the arena, but the last one hadn't been drugged, so almost killed him, but Fade's a better fighter. But he did get slashed across his chest.
Yeah.
And at the end of the fight, he basically threw his game on Elizabeth, and she was talking to him and being real sweet because, Elizabeth is. And he asked her if she wanted to come up to his chambers and see the linens on his bed. And she literally thought about it for a while, like for a big minute. She was sitting there like, But then she was like, how would the Bene Gesserit feel about this? And I was like, well, being Bene Gesserit with Banu whatever training, you can make yourself not get pregnant.
Yeah.
Or you can make yourself get pregnant and choose what the sex of the child will be. And she really gave it thought, but then she decided not to because she didn't want to get involved in a bunch of bullshit since Fade is currently betrothed to Orestes Atreides. And the last thing you need is a bastard child floating around out there somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Bene Gesserit can definitely tell you like have a bastard.
Oh yeah. They can also just get you killed too, though.
Yeah.
So, you know, if it is in their political interest to get you killed. So that was the thing. You know how they went to dinner at the Atreides house?
Yeah.
Well, they got invited to a dinner at the Harco village with the Harkonnens. Because the Atreides and the Harkos would both like to recruit as many of the minor houses to their side as possible, since they're in the middle of their assassin war. But Tracy's character, Elizabeth's dad, told her to maintain like friendliness with people, but don't get in anybody's pocket because they have their own objectives, which involves just getting as much spice as possible.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. I end up playing the Dune computer game solo because my brothers who, you know, play with me never show up.
Well, you have such a weird schedule, man.
But I do. My because I'll be playing the game at like 8:30 in the morning. But the Dune I'm talking about now, the role-playing game, I have 8 players. We were playing D&D, and then I threw Dune on them, and my players loved it so much that we're just playing Dune now. And that's why I made a video. If you look on my channel, the James Eats Crow, I was totally wrong about Dune. I was, because I made an incredibly negative review of the Dune role-playing game. I was wrong. Once you figure out the subtleties of it, it turns out to be a really good game that can do anything you want done, as long as whatever you want done is in the Dune universe. And you don't even have to play on Arrakis. I mean, they got rules for going to like House Carino's planet of Catan, you know, trying to, you know, bump your way up the freaking hierarchy and shit like that. I mean, the game is basically all about scheming, plotting, backstabbing, and honor. Also, honor is a big thing. So,
I've been thinking about that game.
I love
it.
Honor is a big thing because, like, you've seen the movie. You remember when Fade was like, "I invoke the rule of Canley."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like, if the Harkonnens were to invite the Atreides to come to dinner and the Atreides say no, the Harkonnens can claim that that's a breach of etiquette and grounds for the next step of vendetta. Because basically the Emperor has made like 100 different steps you got to go through if you really want to do something. Because it keeps everybody under control, you know? So right now, the role-playing game is a house society. I mean, you could play a group of smugglers that are just out for yourselves. Yeah, in the role-playing game, you can play anything you want. You can be a wandering sword master, whatever, but it works out better if all the players are members of the same house, because being members of the same house makes the players actually want to play with each other. And you end up with characters who actually listen to other characters, and instead of like your typical D&D group where everybody's wanting to fight about everything all the time. Like in the Dune group, there's none of that. Like when Elizabeth Becca comes down and says that she needs guards somewhere, the captain of the house has those guards there.
I get
That's
those
how
cards.
it is.
Awesome.
You know, if she gets in contact with one of her mentats and says she needs something, it happens. And the thing is, you would think a lot of players might have some kind of attitude about that. They don't. Like there's 3 players at the table whose entire reason to exist is to protect her life in the house.
We crave structure.
And they are all willing for their character to die to do it if it need be done. Like her twisted mentat is willing to die if she requires him to do a suicide mission. He will go out and die for the good of the house.
Well, he'd just go out to die just to do it because he's twisted mentat.
Well, he's, got some things going on, It is what it is. It happens.
He ain't got issues. He got subscriptions.
But right now on Dune, there's like 4 major houses and God only knows how many minor houses, because Arrakis is pretty much the Wild West, Part of it's being ran by the Harkonnen. Part of it's being ran by the Atreides. Then you've got other major houses that are there just to make sure that the first 2 don't break any rules. And then all the minor houses are showing up just to see if they can get some spice. And of course, there are no more Fremen because the Sardaukar wiped them all out. And there are, because so many people showed up thinking, that Arrakis was the place to go to get rich. You have a lot of smugglers, bandits, straight up communists. I don't know, Hungar, if you've listened to the Sandflies manifesto.
Yeah, I heard all their copy propaganda.
Yeah, they're freaking Marxists. Stop working for the rich. Basically they're eat the rich commies. So, but the problem is they've basically built themselves an army. And there are whole sections of Arrakis that you can't go because they run it. You know
There's
what I mean?
Of Arrakis where they're no longer there, though, because we went there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hungar and I, we do like to go kill them commie bastards. That's a fact. And I do it in like the worst possible way because I use a sword. So your death will not be quick.
Mentat turret and a poison knife.
Hey, you know what I picked up today? And I know this is totally off of the main topic, but I picked up a snub rifle today, or snub pistol.
Yeah, is it
You know
good?
how you got the snub pistol and it says like Count so-and-so keeps one in his dresser, his wife would not approve?
Yeah.
So I picked up the snub pistol and just on a lark, I thought I'd try it out, right? It's good. It's a pistol. It's semi-automatic. It's got a 5-round magazine, but it fires heavy bolts.
Nice.
So we're talking like if you run up on somebody and you shoot them in the face, they die. Steven Saunders says can't. Can't stop loving you.
Can't stop addicted to the shindig.
Yeah. Are you thinking I'm gonna keep on loving you? 'Cause it's the only thing I wanna do. Who did that?
Ario.
Don't wanna sleep. Yeah, REO Speedwagon. I just wanna keep on loving you.
James Hungar, I'm gonna get going. I gotta get some rest.
Yeah, you should.
I'm ready to go too. Like I said, I'm eating dinner.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you for
should
the
go
education
too.
today.
And I should go too, because I've got all of Haga Basin to search for spice.
All right, my brother. I love you. Bruce, always good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Hungar, I I know you didn't know this, but where I'm from, we
Oh,
represent-
see? Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
talking
that's
about.
true.
Third stage guild navigator. Pet
Yep.
hater. He's like,
Me and James both have that shirt in red.
yeah. I love that part of the movie too. I mean,
Oh,
the original movie had so many great parts that I wish the remake had added.
Yeah.
Like the navigator rolling in and saying, I see through you.
yeah.
I see plans within plans. I mean, that was just really cool, you know?
I
They're
like.
like,
I
do
like
what
the
you
way
will
they.
with,
Go ahead.
they're all like, do what you will with Leto, but you need to kill Paul too.
Well, that was the thing because the Emperor had never intended for Jessica or Paul to die.
Mm-mm.
I mean, Jessica especially was under the protection of the Bene Gesserit.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
untouchable.
And it
But-
was considered bad form to kill the children of somebody because it was canly.
Yeah, but the guild navigator said you will kill him.
Because the guild navigator saw a problem in, yeah, because guild navigators are prescient like Paul was. The difference is Paul is prescient like a guild navigator, but also like a Bene Gesserit.
Yeah, and the thing is, you may be the emperor, but they're the guild.
Well, the problem with the Spacers Guild is if they decide not to allow you to travel,
You're shut
you're
down.
done. That's
Not
it.
only that, if they don't allow people to travel to you, they can close your planet off completely.
Nobody goes there.
Yeah. Yeah, because if a guild highlighter does not show up above your planet to allow, you know, the ships inside of it to come out and do
No
trade and
trade
shit,
today.
then you're basically, I mean, and there are houses that have been basically excommunicated,
Yeah,
where they're just on a world and no space travel at all. But
I like the 84 version better because the new version's nice. The vehicles are good, but the 84 version loves the universe it's in, and you see David Lynch's love when anything involving Harkonnen is on. They love the Harkonnens in the 84 movie. I mean, from the cat that you, Thufa, you have to milk your cat every day, otherwise the poison will kill you. That's great. The fact that the fucking surgeon is there spouting poetry while he pops zits on the Baron.
you know what my favorite thing about the 84 Dune?
all I see is an Atreides I want to kill.
My favorite thing about the
And he's like, no,
1984
Faye,
Dune,
no. Thufir's a Harkonnen now. And
the best
Thufir's
part
just,
of the best part of the 84 Dune is Zendaya's not in it.
yeah,
Yes.
that is definitely a bonus.
Nobody likes her at all.
Well, I mean, I kind of halfway got a strike because I showed that video that compared the end fight from all three movies. So not a strike, but like it got claimed by Paramount or
warning
some shit.
Claim.
Yeah, whatever. You know, it said it wouldn't affect me in any way, just this, right? And it's like, look at the face of Chani in each of the duels. It's like in the third one, where Zendaya is, you can't tell whether she wants him to live or not.
Mm-mm.
It's just like, what is this bitch's problem? In the book, she was a true believer right from the beginning.
He's a plank of wood in this movie.
She is so horrible. And the other one, I'm sick and tired of seeing, even though he was really good in The Unbearable Weight of,
Massive talent.
is Pablo Pascal. I'm
Well,
sick of
not-
seeing that dude. I don't
no.
know how he keeps getting into movies. It's like I feel like I'm being ghosted or gaslighted, you know, by Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's like they want me to believe he's good, even though I'm like, come on.
You got three piece of shit. I won't say piece of shit. Three overexposed artists out there that most of us don't want to see. We're tired of Zendaya. We're tired of Pedro Pascal. and we're absolutely tired of fucking Rachel Ziegler.
Yeah,
And now they're talking about Ziegler being Princess Leia in the remake of Star Wars.
Get the
No, I'm not. I'm
shut
not
the
being the
front
fuck out of it.
door.
They're taught that they're the shit. The CIA has already made the stories up. Somebody's already done the AI artwork and put Ziegler there. The fucking hair buns on her ears.
does Disney just hate money now?
I think they do. I think they are going full bore fucking Zohan from New York. They
I
hate
thought
fucking money.
they got rid of Kathleen Kennedy.
No, Kathleen Kennedy still has a job, and it kills me every day that Kathleen Kennedy has a job. I Doomcock hate that.
Yeah, well, that is horrible because, like, I can think of so many women I would rather seen as Leia, like that Sweeney broad. You
I'll
know,
take-
dye her hair, throw some fucking donuts on the side of her head, let her go.
Terry Crews
I
would
mean,
make
she's
better.
not like
Leia.
the greatest actress ever, but she's got giant tits.
I love her femininity. She's just all fucking woman. And right now, the fucking Twitter's blown up. Blue Sky's blown up because all the leftoids are saying, "Oh my God, look at all the alt-right dog whistles harping about this Nazi bitch. Look at this SS girl, Sydney Sweeney."
Because she said she was wearing a pair of pants and she said she had nice jeans.
She has nice jeans. Fucking American Eagle out there fucking stirring the tea.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't care, honestly. I think there are some things I could overlook in a relationship. Depending, you know what they say, Bruce, like the hotter the chick, the more rope you'll give them.
Yes.
And I'd give her a bit of rope.
Yes.
You know, she could be a straight up Sieg Howling, Hitler worshiper. I think I'd look the other way.
Yeah.
I think if they want to reach
Like
somebody,
if everything else was good, I think I'd be all right.
I'd be completely happy.
I think they need to make Terry Crews into Princess Leia.
Terry
Terry
Crews.
Crews and the Princess Leia would be a better choice than Ziegler, though.
Or Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
Ryan
Gosling
Gosling would make an excellent Han Solo. Like an excellent young Solo.
I actually
Ryan
could see him
Gosling.
as Skywalker. I could
Yeah,
see
you could do him as Skywalker.
he would be a good Skywalker,
One
like
man
for the
show.
Thrawn trilogy.
A one-man show with just Gosling playing all the parts.
Yeah. I mean, but I'll always be a fan of Ryan Gosling just because of how much I love
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner 2047 or whatever.
I saw a short. Somebody put Arnold Schwarzenegger's face on every actor in Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, at
Yeah.
Rivendell.
With his accent.
Yes, it's fucking good. It is so good.
And who knew? And I don't want to make this like any way, but who knew that Schwarzenegger was so freaking based on the DL? I mean, I always thought that he was kind of a POS politician that would say anything, he needed to say. But when he was on The View and they started asking him about immigrants, and he started talking about, if you come to a country as an immigrant, you owe that country and you should pay it back and all this kind of shit. And you could tell those freaking hideous women on The View were
Fucking
just like,
Sal's were pissed.
yeah, they just didn't know what to do. Like that one Sandy, whatever her name was, like touched him on his elbow. Like she was trying to get him to shut up, but he ignored her and just kept talking, and it's like, you come here, you respect the law, you do, and he was talking that way. And it was just like, damn, Schwarzenegger.
When he was up there,
In your Predator days and shit, that, but
when he was up there in California wasn't bad.
it's like I keep falling in and out of love with you. Right? Pure Prairie League, not Alicia Keys.
How about here, guys?
Shooting in
Yeah,
NYC
we need to
right
go.
now. There's a live shooter in NYC right now.
Oh, of course there is.
Imagine that.
Amy, what you gonna do?
I think
Think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do.
if I do.
Yeah, dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's a good song. I might listen to that after I end this show.
We watched Night of the Comet yesterday. Me and Janet, a couple
Well,
other.
that was pretty good.
Great movie. Never saw it before.
Janet's got good taste in movies,
Yeah,
typically.
that's one of her favorite films.
Yeah, Night of the Comet's pretty good. You know. Now, one of them that you can watch on YouTube for free that you might want to look into is Radioactive Dreams.
Radioactive Dreams. Okay.
It is what Fallout was based on.
Yeah, that's the picnic, roadside picnic, isn't it?
No, that's
No?
Stalker. Fallout.
Fallout. Okay.
Remember where everyone lives in the vault and they come
Yeah.
out and they're like, oh, well, look, the whole world's fucked up and still thinks it's 1950. Well, I'm not going to spoil this movie for you, but the creators of Fallout were they even admit they were inspired by Radioactive Dreams.
I never played Fallout 1 all the way through. I need to do that one of these days.
Yeah.
I really
If
like
you've played any Fallout, you've played every Fallout.
Yeah.
It's like you go somewhere, you farm some ghouls for some AK rounds, you maybe shoot some super mutants, hopefully get some armor eventually. I mean, you're going to do the same thing. I mean,
Have you played Fallout Tactics on PC?
I have it and it's hard.
I love that game.
Oh my God, it's hard. If you make one mistake, somebody's getting done.
Yeah, somebody dies.
Yeah.
That's all there is to that game.
But it is a lot of fun though.
That's my favorite Fallout. I've played 3. I've not played New Vegas. I've not played 4. I've watched 4. 4 is okay.
I played the one that was set in Washington, DC, Maryland, where you had to at the very end, you get to determine whether you want to turn the thing on that's going to turn all the water pure so that people can drink it. Because there's like a giant filter that's going to filter all the water and take the radiation out.
Is that part 2?
I think that might be 3.
Okay.
It had a lot of downloads to it. It had like Steel City, which was Pittsburgh, and there was a shit ton of DLCs for that game. But I, of course, would go down to the suburbs where the Chinese ghouls were and kill the shit out of them because the Chinese ghouls were part of the Chinese army and they all had AKs and bullets. So I would farm the shit out of them. And then you know how in Fallout you could combine all the guns to get a gun that's really good because, the durability thing. And then if you've got 5 magazines of AK rounds, I mean, you're pretty much good to roll through Maryland, But I gotta go. My wife asked me if I wanted to ride to the store with her, and I always do. Because then the puppy gets to go, and he loves to ride to the store.
You take care.